96.7 FM, as well as online around the world at Sports56WSBQ.com. Take us with you everywhere on your phone or tablet by downloading the Sports 56 app, and at home, tell Alexa or Google to play Sports 56. If it's happening in the world of sports, we got it covered. Wherever you are, stay tuned to Real Sports Talk. Sports 56 and 87.7 FM.
Sundays and Mondays are special at the Butcher Shop, celebrating over 35 years of serving the Mid-South by giving a big thank you to you, the loyal customers. You can come in, relax, watch your favorite games, and enjoy hand-cut steaks along with a premium bar. Sunday and Monday nights from 5 to 8:30, you can get select entrees for $25. That includes a salad, potato, and bread, and you don't have to pick one, you get all three. Some of those entrees are 10-ounce New York strip steaks, low-roasted prime rib, Atlantic salmon with dill sauce, marinated grilled chicken breast, grilled boneless pork chops, and crab soft shrimp. Plus, all appetizers and desserts are 20% off. Don't forget Hamburger Friday every Friday from 11 to 2 is the best. The Butcher Shop, always a Memphis tradition. Call 901-757-4244, 901-757-4244 for more information, or just stop in at 107 South Germantown Parkway in Cordova.
Your home for the Old Miss Rebels. Sports 56 WSBQ Memphis and WPGFLP Memphis. Flint Broadcasting Stations. Sports 56 and 87.7 FM. Welcome to the with Jay Bird. The fruit of the experience is brought to you by Lads for your zero-turn mower and golf car needs. Now, here are your hosts, Peter and CJ.
Hey, what is up, everybody? What's going on this wonderful Friday morning? Hope you're enjoying this wonderful weather also. Roll with the windows down. Doesn't matter if I have air conditioning in my car. Still super comfortable outside. Welcome into the experience. Peter will be joining us in this hour. He's got some things to take care of in the first hour, but he'll be here. So I know you guys can't get enough of Peter. Peter will be in the building in the second hour, maybe a little bit towards the end of the hour. So you got me, CJ, and the home Max, 2% over on the other side of the glass for the first hour. Let's set the show. We've got to talk about a lot of different things. I guess we'll talk NBA Finals. I guess we'll talk championships with a dip, whatever the hell that means. We'll talk Grizzlies news. Grizzlies news as Jonas decides he's going to opt out. We'll discuss what that means for the franchise from a roster construction standpoint going forward, and what they may be looking to do with Jonas, and what Jonas may be looking to do for himself. We'll discuss that. Klay Thompson go down injured for the Warriors. The depth of a dynasty, possibly. I don't think so, but we'll probably get into some of that talk as well, and a myriad of other things. For those of you who don't know, last night, Game 6, Raptors in Oracle to take on the Warriors. It was a thrilling game. I don't think thrilling is an unfair adjective to use. That
was the best series.
It was back and forth throughout the course of the game, and another injury for the Warriors, a major injury. As Klay Thompson goes down in third quarter after dropping 30 on him. Goes down in third quarter with what is apparently a torn ACL injury. Like, that's rough.
Back-to-back games.
I mean,
KD.
Yeah, but Kevin probably shouldn't have been out. Kevin definitely shouldn't have been out there. That smelled like a RG3 type situation. But Kevin shouldn't have been out there. And Klay, like, this is the thing with these injuries that people try and play through. And what we forget as just regular people who don't have to be as explosive and do all the cutting and all the jumping that they do. First, I think Klay's injury was more freak injury than a lingering thing. Think about it. Like, Klay has a messed up hamstring. Klay's playing through that injury, and then he comes down, and that hammy might not be quite as strong as it was, and that lends itself to that knee popping out of place and that ACL being torn. right? Like we play through an injury because everything is connected. You risk injuring something else. So injuries are a part of the game. You're right, Max. Back-to-back games, back-to-back star players go down with long, substantial injuries. And that's unfortunate for the Warriors. But they've benefited in the past from some injuries. We'll get into that a little bit later. But again, Clay drops 30, goes out with ACL injury. Warriors are up. They look like they're going to go on one of those third quarter runs that they are known for. And Clay goes down. And then the Raptors just come to life. They get the win. What was going on in that game? I forget.
114-110.
114-110. Well, it really was 111-110. But some wackiness popped off at the end of the game, and that score got pushed up to 114. You can get in touch with the show, 67129. 67129 on the text line, folks. You can also give us a call, 360-8255. 360-8255 on the First Bank phone lines. And again, First Bank text line, 67129. If you've never texted in before, text 56-JOIN. 56-JOIN to 67129 gets up, and then we're good to go. Texts are already texting in. Toronto shows a franchise with expectations. Made it to the conference finals last year. Fired the coach, traded their best player. Grizz got swept, want to pit up statues. Well, that is harsh. That is harsh. But there are several Memphis connections on this Raptors team when you think most notably about Mark Gasol, and then Kyle Lowry was here with Mike Conley, and they had to figure out a way to play with both. Couldn't do it, traded them. But the city seems real happy for Mark Gasol. Grizzlies organization.
Why would we be?
Huh?
Are we not supposed to be happy for him?
I mean, hey, that's y'all guy. That's the guy. You know, he Memphis played that long man, got to come back, play for the Grizzlies, got them to a Western Conference Finals. What was a part of what got them to the Western Conference Finals was a part of a franchise that went 7 straight playoffs. Oh, yeah, you could be happy for him. Definitely be happy for him. Certainly. If you're Mike Conley, though, and we can touch on this later as well, Mike Conley, you're looking around, you'll be saying to yourself, see, I want that. That is what I want.
Yeah, more FaceTime him after the game. Like, if I'm Mike, I'm like, hey, that's awesome. I'm like, now you're kind of rubbing it in.
I don't think he was rubbing it in.
No.
I mean,
he didn't even say it at all. I'm just saying, I'd be kind of really jealous about it.
You left.
Yeah.
And you ended up going on to win, I don't know, a Tony Award. And you wanted to FaceTime me from the Tonys. Like, hey, I just won a Tony for my amazing performance in Cats. Look at this, CJ. I'd be like, oh my gosh, that's great. I want one. How'd you get? You would say, I had to go someplace else to do it. I was like, oh man. Well, I guess that's what I got to do. I mean, I think that when it comes to those types of situations, not just Mike and Mark, but DeRozan and Lowry as well. And you look at the friendships that these teammates have formed, and that's what we want. That's team chemistry, right? At its finest. Got a bunch of dudes in there working towards a common goal who form a bond that lasts longer than a single NBA season, that lasts longer than their run or their tenure with a respective franchise. That is what we want. Well, when you see your friend on your franchise, the franchise that you helped build, when you see that and you see your friend in that franchise get a championship, or you see your friend get the championship, you're happy for them. Like Kyle Lowry, FaceTime DeRozan, Marcus Gasol, FaceTime Mike Conley. You're happy for them, no doubt about that. You're like, yo,
DeRozan, the one left out of this one.
I've got to find a way to get one. DeMar DeRozan, it's business. And that's why, be it the organization or be it the player, when they make business decisions, when the Patriots decide to trade a star player or a star to make it instead of paying him, or when a baseball player in the major leagues decides to go out and try and get all of the money, that's why I don't trip. Because it is a business. And what's good for the player is not good for the franchise sometimes. All right? What was best for the Raptors was to make that trade, bring Kawhi. Clearly that was what was best for the Raptors, right? But that wasn't what was best for DeMar DeRozan. You got to do what's best for you. Loyalty in sports, unfortunately, it can get you to like some mediocre points in your franchise's history.
I know we'll get to this a little bit later, but the question Dorsberg asked to Mark about the even that he had Powell has a championship ring and about his brother and back in Memphis. I thought that was a really awesome question. I'm gonna play that maybe later on in the show.
Yeah, we can get to that certainly later on in the shows. The Gasol brothers, champions. Are we happy for
only pair of brothers to win a championship?
Were we happy for Powell when he got his?
I don't think so. No, it's not like Mark demanded a trade, but we kind of knew it was just that time. Powell wanted it out.
Mm-hmm. Mark wanted to stay, and that's the difference. Mark wanted to stay. Mark wanted to stay and play on a good team. And then once it was evident that the Grizzlies weren't going to be able to put a good team around, and that their goals were different from the goals of the player, it was time for them the Grizzlies to make the trade and move on. Ed is called in. You can too on the First Bank phone lines, 360-8255. Ed, my man, what's happening?
CJ, what's up, baby?
What up?
I can't call it, man. That's true. If I had your hand, I cut mine off.
All right, Ed, baby, what we want to talk about, son?
Man, I listen. I write for the Bill Street Bears, and I wrote an article about Mike Conley, and it's called "Is Mike Conley overrated locally or underrated nationally?"
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna be honest with you, it bothers me when the guy got $153 million. Is that not superstar money?
I mean, at the time, that's what was going on. People were just
even
throwing money at players.
Even today, is that not still considered superstar money?
It's considered very good money, very good player money.
I would say that's still considered superstar. That's max money.
Mm-hmm.
My issue is Conley saying, "Well, I'm supposed to have that." You're supposed to be that. You're supposed to be Kawhi. You're supposed to be Kyle Lowry. People want to say, well, Kawhi is the reason why Kyle is in. Kyle's been in the playoffs every year since, and Kyle's been in the Eastern Conference Finals just last year. That's supposed to be you. You the man. You were the one that got the $153 million. You were the one who leveraged your free agency against the team to force them to sign Chandler Parsons. A lot of people look at the Grizzlies front office and they blame the front office. People don't look at the fact Mike Conley was the one that held them hostage. So I'm not throwing no sympathy party on Mike Conley. You got $153 million. You're supposed to be there. You were supposed to be our superstar. You were supposed to be the guy that's putting up 30 a night, not 20 points or just scoring 40 in a lottery season and the crowd's going crazy. It really bothers me that we don't hold that superstar. If we consider this guy a superstar, hold him to that standard. That's my thing. And then we look at it, and then people. This is another issue that bothers me. You got guys like Chris Paul, guys like Steph, who make other players better. They're developing the guys coming in. They're not just taking it upon themselves to be superstars. They're getting these guys every year. Mike Conley just started calling guys like on vacation to start working out with them just last season. They've been doing that. They're ahead of the curve. They've been taking that extra step. Who has Mike Conley developed that came in as a prospect? No one. So, what measures are you taking to be a superstar? That's the questions people need to start asking when we talk about Mike Conley instead of feeling sorry for ourselves. We don't owe Mike Conley jack. Robert Perry don't owe Mike Conley jack. Mike Conley was the one. You doubted to Chandler Parsons, so when he went bad, that's on you. Don't blame the rest of the team. Don't blame Perry or them. It just bothers me when I see that.
Should the organization not have done research on Chandler Parsons to make sure she was all the way right, though? And who has Steph Curry developed? Like, I don't understand that part.
CJ, but you got to remember the free agency when Conley went in. When Conley went into free agency, Conley put us on the ropes. He said, look, they need to go out there and do what it takes to show me that they're serious. And he was already recruiting Chandler Parsons. This was the guy he was endorsing to them. So they can't go out and get LeBron. They can't go get Durant. You saying get a max player, and this is the guy you're endorsing. 1 + 1 = 2. Who else is they going to be able to do? They're pressured to get this guy. This is the guy Conley said, I want. And I'm a free agent this year, so I got an option to vote. What else are they going to do?
Go out there and get somebody who's not damaged goods, man. Ed, I
agree on that. I completely agree. I've been said the medical staff should have been fired. But I just do not believe Mike Conley. I don't believe we have assessed that situation enough to realize it was Mike Conley who pushed Chandler Parsons in the door. Chris Wallace didn't go out and personally say, I wanted Chandler Parsons. That's not even a Chris Wallace type of prospect, if you want to be honest with you. So that was his move. It was Chris. That was Mike Conley's move. So I just look at it like we don't hold him to enough of the standard. Then I wrote an article recently, and I'm not going to keep holding you up. And the article is who's the greatest draft pick in Memphis Grizzlies history? I propose it is Kyle Lowry. And I propose reasons why. This is guy who they're like, well, I mentioned the fact that Kyle's a 5-time All-Star. People say, well, in the Eastern Conference. Well, look at this here. I'm going to let you guys go. Mike Conley goes to that same Team USA camp and competes every year with Kyle Lowry, Steph Curry, and the rest of those guys. Why is it Mike Conley doesn't even make an alternate team ever? I'll let you go, and I want you to answer that question for me.
All right, Ed. Appreciate it, man. Thanks for calling in. You can, too, on the First Bank phone lines, 608-255. Pretty sure one of those years Conley was injured. Pretty sure. So he's at that camp, injured, working back or rehabbing back. So that is one of those years. The other ones I'm not quite sure of. And I understand especially with what Kyle Lowry did in that first quarter, and especially what he's been doing throughout this series. I understand how you can be in love with Kyle Lowry over Mike Conley. I get that. I understand that. But let's not act like they were in similar situations. Mike Conley's on a team that is not built for Mike Conley, not built to play the way Mike Conley needs to play to really showcase his skills and excel, right? That it is, Max, it was grit and grind.
It was. I just wanted you to know, like I was going to say the words. I know how much that bothers you, but that is what it was. So you're running an offense through Zach Randolph, through Marc Gasol. You're playing inside out. And as the point guard, you got to play the way the team tells you to play. Whereas you look at other players, he brought up Steph, he brought up Chris Paul, bring up Kyle Lowry. Those offenses are built around those guys. So let's think about that some. Think about what Mike Conley could have looked like in the past if the offense was built to really highlight what he's good at doing. Before we dump on him, I don't know how they became a Mike Conley hate fest. I like it. Mike cool with me. I don't mind it. John is dialed in. Want to talk NBA Finals? What up, John?
Good morning, guys. First of all, great show. And my personal opinion, Mike Conley is a great deal, so people can have their opinion. I want to jump in and talk about the NBA Finals. I want to say congratulations to Marc Gasol and Toronto Raptors. Played a great game last night. Also, you think in terms of when it came to Golden State, it was a good game. And it's kind of hurt to see the injuries that happened to Golden State, during this series. I'm kind of, in a moment of despair with that. But I'm looking at long term. I'm thinking they got in the team. What they need to do is keep Klay Thompson, keep Durant, and what they need to do is just go and sign Durant to maybe a 5-year contract, be done with it, and keep the nucleus of the team. And they can, I tell you this, if they do, there's a chance and they can continue to win. And when it comes to the Toronto Raptors, it's hard for me to see Kawhi leaving, but my main take on it is I'm thinking it's possible he might be gone due to the fact that he really don't feel comfortable in Toronto. He hasn't said so, but that's my personal opinion.
Oh, okay.
And then also I want to say, like I said last night, it was a great game going back and forth, like heavyweight punching. And I mean, it was a great game. And then also I like to say, this radio station, this show, your lineup is great. I've been listening for a long time. And remember one more thing. The number one station in the nation was Sports Talk Hill 56 WHB.
Yes, it is. Thank you, John, so much for dialing in at the Warriors got some decisions to make in this free agency, in this offseason, because Clay's got an ACL. I'm pretty sure they were going to let Kevin Durant walk, right? They weren't going to not walk, but leave because I'm not sure if he's able to walk without crutches right now. Oh, but with Clay now, like there's some decisions that need to be made with him. Can ACLs, people generally come back from here recently, people coming back from ACL tears and are close to what they were. How long is Clay out for? Are you going to pay him with his ACL injury and then trust that he can rehab and get back to full strength the next season? Who's the favorite in the West now? Does that change what Houston does? Right? You look up and you're the Rock and you say, yo, the Warriors will be without Kevin Durant and for a long period of time, possibly Klay Thompson. And when Klay comes back, I'm not quite sure what he is coming back. Does it mean we need to pull some of these players back? Do we need to say, hey, never mind, it's not ours still in Houston. We think we got the team here now this year to go out next year and handle the Warriors. These injuries had ramifications not only for the Warriors in the Raptors NBA Finals, but for teams across the NBA landscape. When you look at think about it, one more call before we go to break. Tony is out in. Tony, what's up?
Yeah, but I called about the first caller, but last guy, if he was a psychiatrist, I wouldn't want to lay on his couch because it's crazy. You don't sign Kevin Durant to a long-term contract. You don't even know, from a Achilles injury. I don't think so. You let him opt in, pay him $30 million. You evaluate the situation after that. But as far as Mike Conley is concerned, Mike Conley, what was he supposed to do when they offered him the money? Say, oh, don't give it to me because some people don't think I'm a superstar. Mm-hmm. I think so. And then, but you look at the guy's numbers, the guy has always been one of the top, 5%? Top 5 point guards in the league. And that's just a fact. And then his numbers, like you said, the way the team was structured, it wasn't structured around him until like the last couple of years. So, I think that Mike Conley has always been a good soldier. He's always been the player that I think fit his market. And he's been like a real, me type of person. So, I appreciate a guy like Mike. Mike Conley has always done what was asked of him. And I think that the team felt like, or the ownership group felt like they needed to reward Mike. Mm-hmm. Because Mike has been a good soldier. But on top of that, he's put up some decent numbers and he has proven that he could score. So, I think, just that's one man's opinion, but I think if you poll people here that's Grizzlies fans or members, they would feel that Mike Conley deserved that and should have been into an All-Star game or two. Mike Conley was cheated, so I don't know.
All right, Tony, I appreciate the call, man. Thanks for listening. We got to take a break. You can keep calling in, 360-8255 on the First Bank phone lines. You could text in 67129 on the First Bank phone lines as well. We got more to get to. We got some more NBA finals to talk. We got to talk about Drake and his Drakeness. We got to talk Jonas. Jonas decided to opt out yesterday, and it's looking like they're going to try and get a long-term deal in place. The Grizzlies and Jonas. We'll see what that means for the roster. All right, Peter will be in just a second. But right now, you got me and Matt. So stick around. Don't go anywhere. Don't touch that dial. You're listening to The Experience right here on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 and 87.7 FM.
Sports Time with Roller and Stats. Every weekday afternoon from 3 till 6. Right here on Sports 56 and 87.7 FM.
It's time to be the talk of the neighborhood or lake house with a custom golf cart built by the experts at Lions. With both new and used models, they are sure to have exactly what you need. The brand new Club Car Onward encourages family and friends to come together and enjoy being outside. Find out more at ladsonline.com or call 901-324-8801.
Lads, up your life with Lads. Lads, up your life.
The folks at Homer Skelton, they want to say thank you. Thank you, Memphis, for another spectacular year. They set records, but I can understand why. You think about product. Where else do you get a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty? That's what you get on every new car at Homer Skelton Hyundai. Oh, and thank you again for the 11th straight year, the #1 certified pre-owned car dealership in all of Memphis. It starts with that product, but then it goes to the shopper assurance. Where else do you go where you get transparent pricing, flexible test drive, take the car for a couple of days if you want, streamlined buying process. You're not going to be there all day, in and out. And then, and I have not seen anywhere else, the 3-day worry-free exchange. You buy a new car, if you've got any buyer's remorse, you've got 3 days to change your mind. Just get on Lamar. Take it into Mississippi, the first exit Craft Road, turn left, and go see Chris Drew and all the gang at Homer Skelton Hyundai.
Visit Frontier Western Store this Father's Day for the perfect gift. All Carhartt Force t-shirts are 25% off. This is the Clydesdale of t-shirts. This hardworking cotton blend wicks away sweat, resists stains with a relaxed fit, giving Dad plenty of room to move. Save big on Force. 25% off now through Father's Day. Next, Ariat polos are buy two, one free. Frontier's got solid and striped polos in a variety of fabrics by Ariat, and they are all buy two, get one free. Also, all men's pants and jeans, $5 off. Every pair from khakis to jeans, dungarees to FR workwear, $5 off. While you're there, grab Dad some boots. You know he'd love a new pair. Frontiers has thousands of boots in stock at amazing everyday low prices. Still not sure what to grab? Grab a Frontier gift card and let Dad come pick out his new favorite pair of boots. Frontier Western Store, 58A Goodman Road in Olive Branch, and on the web at frontierwesternstore.com. Family owned and operated since 1967.
If you're going on vacation, making a college campus visit, or business take you out of town, there's just no better place to board your dog than Parks and Recreation, 965 Reddick Cove, between Bud Dave's Cadillac and the Blue Plate Cafe in East Memphis. Boarding, care, grooming, we have the best of everything at Barks. Indoor-outdoor kennels so your family member can go in and out as they please. Indoor and outdoor play areas. 4 walks a day. Group play and individual attention from the best staff in the Mid-South, which includes an overnight staff to ensure the safety and comfort of your pet 24 hours a day. All reasons to choose Barks and Recreation above all other boarding and daycare facilities. BarksDaycare.com or 509-0909. Check us out and make your reservations now at BarksDaycare.com. If your dog could speak, he'd say Barks.
It's time to put me in, Coach, because I'm ready to play today. Hey, everybody, I'm here to tell you batting 1,000 is possible because our all-star Chevy team in Olive Branch is going to give you an extra $1,000 for your trade when you come pick out any new all-star Chevy you want. Silverado, Tahoe, Traverse, Equinox, Impala, even a new Corvette or Camaro. And who doesn't want a new Chevy without an extra $1,000 in the deal? Nobody. Seriously, this is spot on. Trade any 2005 or newer vehicle on any new All-Star Chevy and get an extra $1,000. If you're in Memphis, Germantown, Collierville, anywhere in Mississippi, if you are hearing me right now, batting 1,000 and getting an extra $1,000 for your trade is easy. Not to mention, All-Star Chevy has the best testing ground for all of these award-winning Chevys. And they got the awards, people. Find new roads to All-Star Chevy in Olive Branch. Check them out at allstarautogroup.com.
Hi, this is Troy 5-Ash, owner of 5-Ash Roofing. As most of you know, I don't have a history of bragging or boasting that 5-Ash Roofing is the best roofer in the Memphis area. But did you know we are the only diamond-level roofing professional in the area? We are one of very few local roofing companies that have been in business for 20 years. We've never had a justified claim against us. We are locally owned and family operated. Our labor warranties are for the life of the shingles. We're experts in insurance claim. We do residential and commercial work. We are the official roofer of the University of Memphis Athletic Department and a proud member of Tigers home team. We support local youth sports and St. Jude. We have worked with churches and veteran services to help those in need by providing services at a deep discount or even for free. We are currently working with Young Lot to give them a free roof on the historic log cabin in Germantown. 5-Ash Roofing, fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050, memphisroofer.com.
5-Ash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
Got something you want to get off your chest?
You better back up plan.
Want to join the conversation?
Someone need to tell him he has to grow up.
Join us on the First Bank phone lines at 360-8255 or the First Bank text line at 67129. Welcome back to the Peter Edmiston Experience with CJ Hurt. This hour is brought to you by Lads. For your zero-turn mower and golf cart needs, here once again are Peter and CJ.
Welcome back. Rather funky Friday. Yes. Texas sends it in. You can too on the First Bank text line 67129. Somewhere Chris Webber is laughing his head off. I'm assuming that is in reference to Draymond Green calling that timeout. But that's what he's got to do in that situation. Just take a second and think about it. You're down one. You got the ball, 0.9 of a second left, and you're on your back. You got one pass and then a fling at the goal. And Steph Curry was not in eyesight. Like, if Steph is there, you make that pass, and you let Steph fling it at the goal. But it's like Andre Iguodala and Cook are around. Like, no, I'm not throwing this one to these guys. You got to call the time out to extend the game. Hope something funky happens on one of the 3 free throws. Maybe miss one. It's not like the Raptors didn't miss free throws last night. And Warriors missed some. Andre Iguodala was 0 for 5 from the free throw line last night. Raptors went 23 for 29 from the free throw line. Like, it's not like that. That is outside of the realm of possibility. You got to hope they miss one of the free throws. Hopefully the first one or the second one. They make the third one. You get the ball out of bounds. You can throw the ball to Steph running up the court, and he gets to heave a look at the goal for a shot. That is not the same timeout. Chris Webber's timeout, we won't discuss. Now let's text it in. Happy for Mark. Did you guys think that Kyle Lowry looked disappointed? No. I don't think anybody else looked disappointed. I think everybody was.
Even Kawhi looked happy.
Which is crazy. Do you think Lowry looked disappointed because he didn't get Finals MVP? No, I think Lowry was just looking like Kyle Lowry. You can hear in his voice he was so happy, so excited. Hats off to those guys for winning. Let's text it in. Where'd it go? CJ, was a great game. Love that Mark shouted out his former Grizzlies brothers after the game with the interview. We're gonna try and get that for you guys pulled up here in the next segment, and you guys can hear if you haven't already heard what Mark Gasol had to say about playing for the Grizzlies and about everybody who helped him get to this point. It was a great Doris Burke. She asked Mark about Memphis, right? She asked Lowry about DeRozan. She gets it, right? And in this moment, it was about more than just the guys at the podium who got the credit for the finals. It's about their friends and their journey to this point. She asked the right questions, and Doris Burke is Doris Burke is wonderful. Another texted in. Come on, CJ. You're losing credibility defending Mike Conley. Have you heard some of the things I've said? Me saying Mike Conley shouldn't be getting all this slander should not be what gets me to lose credibility. But if it does, that's cool. You can call in also on the First Bank phone line, 360-8255. Richard has done just that. Richard, my man, what's up?
What's going on with it, guy?
Nothing much, man.
Well, let me tell you something. The night Mike Conley was drafted by the Memphis Grizzlies, I was sitting in my seat. Channel 13 came over to me and asked me on draft night, what did I think about draft? I said it was the worst draft pick ever. You know, I have eaten those words every day. I love Kyle Lowry. But you know what? Mike is more than a basketball player. And this man, Mike didn't earn any money. Man, Mike has had his jaw broken hustling. Mike improves every player around him because he's not selfish. So evidently this young man does not know anything about basketball. You know, what blame do we put on Mike about Chandler Parsons? The Grizzly management team went after Chandler Parsons. He met Mike, and Mike said he seemed like a great guy. You know what I'm saying? You can't throw that on Mike. Man, Mike, Bill players, Mike is a high-character man. You know, not guy. He is a man in the locker room, and the players look up to him. All you got to do is just listen to the veterans that have come into the locker room this year. Let's just say Avery Bradley, for one, how he commends Mike Conley. How about the guy that we traded back to the Clippers? You know, he was a gentleman, but you can't do nothing but speak highly of Mike Conley because he is an ambassador not only for the Memphis Grizzlies, he's an ambassador for our city, man. And yeah, he did not hit the market. We had his money waiting on him the day after free agency hit. So don't say he held us hostage for the package, because the package was already on the table.
All right.
These are the same type of people that ran Rudy Gay out of Memphis. Haters.
All right,
So,
Rich. We
have a
appreciate
night.
the call, man. Take care.
Huh?
You thought Mike Conley played a game last night.
Did he?
No, the Raptors and the Warriors did. The Raptors won 114-110. It was a great, great NBA Finals. Warriors lost another stud, another star player when Klay Thompson, who was stroking it. Game 6 Klay is better than untucked Kyrie. And I think he's better. I don't think it's blasphemous to say.
Better than Hoodie Melo.
Like, he might not be as intimidating as Hoodie Melo, but I think he's better than Hoodie Melo. Game 6, Klay is out there balling on him. And not just offensively, what he was doing defensively on Kawhi Leonard was epic, right? The Warriors, I think they're down like 3 or something like that going into the half, and they come out in the third quarter, and it is, here they go. Here this run is. A bad lob by Kawhi to, I guess, Siakam. It was Siakam. Kawhi's 2-on-1 break. Bad lob. Lobs it up there. Gets a turnover. And Klay comes down and just hits a 3. Bow. And here we go. That 3 tied it up. Warriors about to go on this run. And they do go on the run. They get a nice thing going, and then bow. On a dunk attempt, foul by Danny Green, who, by the way, was just. I don't know how he was +7. But every time he was on the court, I cringed a little bit when Danny Green was on the court. But Danny Green sprints back, contests the dunk, gets Klay with the body. Klay comes down, lands awkwardly, and bow. That's it. And the Warriors, without another scoring option to help Steph out, like that hurts them. Yes, you got Draymond Green flying around the court. Yes, Draymond Green is an offensive weapon, right? You're talking about somebody with 13 assists last night and 11 points. Triple-double last night for Draymond Green. But that's not enough if you don't have somebody else who can score. And that lended itself to the Raptors stopping that Warriors run and going on a nice little run of their own. And with no Klay out there to help guard Kawhi, you got to lean on DeMarcus Cousins. And with DeMarcus Cousins being out there, like that puts your defense at extreme risk of pick and roll. The high pick and roll, Raptors were hunting for him on the high pick and roll. In the first half, we saw that the Warriors went to a zone when DeMarcus Cousins was on the court to try and hide him from the high pick and roll. And late in that game, in the fourth quarter, it was Draymond Green basically saying, hey, whatever big comes up here, I'm going to guard on high pick and roll. DeMarcus, you stay underneath the basket, sir. Just don't come out there. Don't do it. Unfortunately, it was not enough for the Warriors as they lost 110-114 to the Toronto Raptors, shutting down Oracle Arena. Shutting down Oracle Arena. I lost credibility with Arena. Shutting that down in sad fashion. Got a special guest coming on the other side of this break. Don't want to miss it. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to The Experience. No Peter. CJ and Max here, though, right here on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 87.7 FM.
From Penny, the Tiger player, through Penny, the Tiger coach.
Well, I think that the main game plan is we can teach you. We're going to develop you. We're going to get you better.
For over 25 years, we have been Real Sports Talk for Memphis in the Mid-South. Sports 56 and 87.7 FM.
Make Edmund Watts Golf the place to shop for dads and grads with their summer savings sale happening now. Score a 50% bonus trade-in on your old clubs towards the purchase of a Titleist TS2 or TS3 driver. And measure your distance with Bushnell GPS and rangefinder and save up to $70. Choose from the Phantom, the Hybrid, or the Tour V4 Shift. Edwin Watts Golf is your place to shop for the hottest golf gear this summer. Edwin Watts, home of the 90-day satisfaction guarantee.
Bases loaded here at the top of the ninth. And the pitch. And it's out of here.
We deliver baseball caps, mitts, and everything you need to get ready for the game. But what you really get when FedEx is on your door is so much more.
FedEx delivery.
Game day spirit. What we deliver by delivering.
If you're looking for a new place to watch your favorite team or date night or guy girls night out, check out Interim Restaurant and Bar. You know, on the corner of Mendenhall and Simlin, my favorite bar food was the deconstructed lamb shank tamale. The Interim burger, they melt in your mouth and the fries are incredible. The oyster boy, the short rib Philly, they have very generous portions. And get the John Harden hookup. Say my name, John Harden, Sports 56, and get 20% off bar food, 20% off premium well liquor, wine, and beer. Happy hour, 4 to 6, Monday through Thursday. See you at Interim 5040 Sanderland.
Get your gun now and saddle up Penelope. It's Western Trading Days at Sunrise Buick GC. Old-time trading prices on over 800 new Buicks and GCs, and the Sunrise Used Car Corral has over 150 in stock. Sunrise has rustled up a good-looking herd of cars and trucks under $99.95. Branch managers have been told to cut prices to the bone. If you're a good person with bad credit, SunriseMemphis.com will help you get your brand on one of these little fillies. Free hot dogs and coats at the Chuck Wagon. Western Trading Days, 385 in Houston, Levy, and Collierville. Cars cost less at Sunrise, partner.
If you're the owner of a company and you're tired of a dirty office building, or maybe you're tired of dirty restrooms or floors and carpets that are filthy or windows that you can't even see through, I've got a solution. Let Trinity be your cleaning solution. Trinity Professional Services. They're putting professionalism back in cleaning. They specialize in stripping and waxing and buff floors, in cleaning carpet. Just make it seem like it's spring outside. Window cleaning where you see through and everything shines. Commercial janitorial services specializing in final construction cleaning. People that own this company, they are big construction people. They know what needs to be done. So if you like it done the right way, call Todd Pope or Tommy Ferrara, the former Tiger quarterback, at 833-6773. 833-6773. It's Trinity. They're your cleaning solution.
Are you tired of all the clouds and bad weather? Rain brings pollutants that can wreak havoc on your car's finish. But there is someone who can help. Car Wash USA Express has introduced their most advanced car wash yet with the exclusive Polymer Pro Wash, creating a stronger, more consistent protective sealant for your car's finish. Polymer Pro can only found at Car Wash USA Express, where attendants are always on duty to keep you and your vehicle safe. For more information and locations, visit carwashusaexpress.com. Car Wash USA Express, because a dirty car is a dirty shame.
Welcome back to Peter Ennis Experience with CJ Hurts. This hour is brought to you by Lads for your zero-turn mower and golf car needs. Here once again are Peter and CJ.
Go back in, y'all. CJ Hurt, Max Vincent, The Experience. I like this. This puts me in the mind frame of Shaft. Shaft is coming out this weekend. I'll be there. We got a special guest right now. You guys know him. You guys probably love him. He is the person after the V.
I'm special now?
That's always special to me.
His name's in the show.
Yeah. Does that count?
Special person.
I didn't realize I was a guest.
Not guess.
Am I leaving after this segment?
Not guess. No.
See you later.
All right,
No.
well, there you go.
No, don't go.
Guess
Blocking the door.
That's all right. That's fine.
No.
No problem. Happy to do it. One of those
No.
days. Hey.
No.
Sure. I'm out.
No. Peter Edmondson, folks.
Hey.
Hey.
How are you, man?
I'm well.
Thanks for holding things down. Sounds like you guys had a. Why is there so much Mike Conley slander this morning? What's going on? What's the deal? Why did Mike catch a lot?
I think he would have played the game last night.
Yeah, it's my understanding that Mike was not at all involved last night, other than getting FaceTimed by Mark, and apparently that was enough to make people mad or something. I don't get it. Why do we have to relitigate all this stuff? Why is it like Conley versus Lowry? Man, look, it was a great opportunity. Congratulations to Kyle Lowry. It's awesome. I'm thrilled for the guy. And if you don't think that Mike Conley could have done the same exact thing had he been in Lowry's position, then you're crazy. Of course he would have.
Well, it came up, Peter, because we were talking about Lowry FaceTiming DeRozan and Marc Gasol FaceTiming Conley.
Beautiful.
And Doris Burke getting that out of those players, like getting that information out of them about the wonderful job that she did in the post-game interviews with them, showing that, hey, this team and these individuals have accomplished something important, something significant. But, you know, they had to leave behind some friends to do it. And we wonder what those friends are thinking, and if they're thinking about those friends. And both players, Gasol and Lowry, like, yeah, those are my guys. I'm definitely going to reach out to them. And that's what started this. Here's Mark right now, right after the finals with his interview with Burke.
Mark, you join your brother Al, the only brothers who have ever won individually NBA championships. I mean, you grew up in your grandmother's backyard playing. Could you have ever imagined this?
No, I would never imagine it. It's the hardest thing I ever done. This is awesome. So many people to thank. It's great, and now it's time to celebrate. To the North.
I'm not going to let you go because I get one more important one. Pal is your brother, but you also left brethren in Memphis in the middle of a season after grinding and trying to get right here. To Zebo and to Mike and to those men who grinded with you, you say what?
Thank you. Thank you guys for making me the man and the player that I am. And I'll be thankful forever.
Congratulations.
So good at that.
Oh, it was great. She was awesome. She was fantastic. It's beautiful. I don't know how anyone couldn't feel love or appreciation or just feel really thrilled for the guy. What you could tell him. You could watch after the game. He was just in a bleary state. He was just kind of like walking around. He sort of looking at him like we were getting set for the presentation of the Finals MVP, and he's sitting there like looking at the trophy, just like you could
salivating at it.
Yeah, he's just like thinking about he's just like, wow, this is incredible. Like you could see all kind of sinking in. This is you finally won a championship, and credit to Chris Wallace and the Grizzlies for setting up another Gasol championship.
Yes,
they're quite good at that in the middle of the season. That's two now. So congratulations to him. I do wonder what was going on Mike's mind. I mean, knowing that this was the opportunity that he had, and had he been traded, I don't know that his situation would have been the same. But I mean, you never know what he could have done for a team like Utah or something like that. Maybe they make a little better run. Maybe they are more competitive against the Rockets, and you saw what happened with the Rockets and the Warriors. You just never know. I wonder if Mike was wistful or kind of thinking like, oh, gee, like I wonder. To me, this seems like this would, even more strongly kindle his desire to go get somewhere else, see him do it, and say, this is not happening here anytime soon.
Mm-hmm.
So I need to get out, and do it somewhere else.
And you're looking around at the big bad team in the West, the Warriors, who I think are going to be without Klay Thompson. Should they bring him back? They'll be without him to start the year. He'll have to work his way back into form. They'll have to figure out what to do.
That's the whole, that thing's, next year is I don't know how much you've had a chance to talk about it, but I mean, like, the Warriors next year, if they bring KD back, he's out for the year.
Mm-hmm.
And, Steve Kerr said that after the game. He said Kevin Durant's missing all of next season. Klay Thompson, an ACL injury, and I don't know exactly the severity, but it sounds from the reporting that it's a pretty bad one.
Mm-hmm.
So you're talking 8 to 10 months, which is that puts you in late after the All-Star break next year.
Mm-hmm.
And this team's been, played now 5 straight finals. They're all tired. Everyone looked tired. Steph was gassed. Draymond was making amazing plays and terrible plays back to back. I mean, just constantly throughout the game. I don't know next year for most of the season without KD and without Klay. I mean, they'll probably make the playoffs, but I don't even know they would have a home court advantage in the first round of the playoffs based on that. I think it's this absolutely wide open now in the West. This changes everything in the NBA.
And so now that it is more wide open in the West now, like you're Utah, you kind of wanted to you wanted to get on. Like, but now you look up and it is, hey, if we get him,
you should be thinking this. I don't know if they are.
We're contenders now. And that that desire to be the contender, that desire to get to a Western Conference Final, get to an NBA Final, and win one, I think it will fetch a more handsome reward for Conley in a trade. Now, what do you do if you're the Rockets also? Right? You've made everybody available because you're like, yo, we can't get over this hump, Warriors hump. Well, that hump doesn't seem to be there for next year. Do you then say, hey, you know what? Let's pump the brakes on everybody's available. Let's take Chris Paul off the market. Let's run this thing back. Now you've got Chris Paul, a good NBA point guard, off of the market, which means that now there's a bit more scarcity. So if you want a veteran point guard with playoff experience, battle tested, hey, this is where you got to come. Memphis has the guy you need to come get.
Well, I mean, that's the thing is, I don't. It's far too early at this point to say what that means. But if I were the Rockets, I would absolutely say we have an opportunity. We have a chance now. A lot of teams have a chance. The Warriors vulnerable. This is as vulnerable as they'll ever get. It was just an incredible game. Last night was amazing. Like it sucks again that it's marred by injury, but Klay Thompson, what an absolute monster. That dude has the respect I have for that guy and for how hard he played and for the shots he's able to hit, what he did this series, unbelievable. The guy was already hurting. He already had, that significant injury to his hamstring. And
do you think that may have
contributed? Yeah, I mean, if it's certainly the way your body, absorbs blows, the way you're able to land, your balance, that kind of stuff. Yeah, I mean, it's entirely possible. I'm not a, kinesiologist, so I don't know for sure, but that wouldn't surprise me. Just same thing with, I think the Warriors medical staff is going to take a beating. Is going to take a beating on this. I know guys want to play, but it's the same thing with the Grizzlies and Marc Gasol stuff back when he was. You had to your job is sometimes to protect the player from themselves. Sometimes you have to look long term, and I know it's hard to say, and all the players and all the former players say, you can't hold me back. We have this culture where you got to play through anything, no matter what. Well, here you go. I mean, I don't know if Klay would look back and change anything about it, but I do know that it's going to cost him, a significant chunk of time, and I don't think it's going to affect free agency or anything else, but it is going to be a big thing for him. And I think there's definitely a relationship there. What they have done, who knows? But all the luck that they got over the first 3 championships in 4 years, all the luck they got with various, in the Kawhi thing, going back to the Spurs and what happened in that series, going back to Chris Paul, and his ankle, what happened with the Grizzlies, Tony Allen and Mike Conley, what happened by catching the Cavs at the right time, the ability that they had to sign Kevin Durant, which was a miracle of the collective bargaining agreement. It just so happened that they were very fortunate the 1 year Durant is going to be a free agent, that they got this infusion of money or cap space that they would not otherwise had access to. All those luck, all that tremendous amount of luck that they had on their side, it all swirled back around, and karma came through like a Mack truck over the course of this series. And that's not to say that they, any of those guys deserve any of that stuff. Of course not. But what I'm saying is luck can work both ways, and you are not guaranteed good luck. And clearly they showed that last night.
Yeah,
no doubt about it.
But luck has a lot to do with who gets to be champion. You're right. We got more to come on the other side. Get more in depth into the NBA Finals. Get your thought on the actual. Around? Yeah, stick around. Can you stick around for the next 2 hours?
He's out.
Can you stick around for the rest of the?
He can't come back.
For the rest of the show's history or tenure? Can you do that? You can.
Should we keep calling it the same thing or no?
What? Like change the name?
Yeah.
Peter
the third experience with Max Vincent and also the special guest Peter Edmondson.
No, your name's got to stay at the front. Special guest Peter Edmondson on The Experience with CJ Hurt featuring Max Vincent.
Okay. Let's do that.
Let's do that. All right.
Good.
Don't go anywhere. Don't touch that down. You're listening to the special guest Peter Edmondson Experience with CJ Hurt featuring Max Vincent right here on Real Sports Talk. Sports 6 87.7 FM.
Spring means golf, and at the Memphis Public Links, that means better play every day. All 117 holes and all kinds of opportunities this year. All junior golfers 17 and under. Your green fees? Well, they're free. Oh, that's all the courses except Galloway. Monday through Friday after 12 on weekends and holidays. There's free junior golf clinics almost every day. The Links at Whitehaven Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 4:30 to 6:30. The Links at Pine Hill Thursday, 4:30 to 6:30. That's free junior golf clinics. There's family golf at Galloway Saturday afternoons after 12. Adults pay only $25 for 18 holes. That includes the cart. Juniors 17 and under are free, but you must have one junior in your group. And then there's women's golf at the Links in Overton. Wednesdays at 3:30. It's $15 for a clinic, $20 for 9 holes. The cart fee and 2 beverages are included. Memphis Public Golf is back in a big way. With play. Hey, you're scrambling around. You need a haircut. Where you gonna go? I got a place that has 15 locations. I've got a place where details matter. I've got a place that can be invigorating and relaxing at the same time. You know what it is? It's Supercuts. Every haircut ends with the signature hot towel finish. Every haircut matters. When you're getting ready, you go into Supercuts. The stylist will pay attention to every detail. So you get the haircut you want. And of course, you're going to finish with that signature hot towel. You walk out clean, sharp, and not just ready, but super ready. And you might want to ask that hairstylist about what tea tree experience is. One part invigorating, one part relaxing. The tea tree experience is something you need to try. 15 locations. I mentioned that, didn't I? All you got to do is go to supercuts.com. You'll find the one nearest to you. Get super ready at Supercuts.
Upgrade your commute at Acura of Memphis. Seize the thrill and
respect to Sam. Do this. I mean, there's no chat.
Yes. Only one. And this is the Isaac Hayes version.
Tower Power is an interesting group of people. They look about like I would expect them to look. I'll be honest with you.
Oh, okay. Now I kind of want to look and see what
you're
our
gonna
crowd is like.
You're gonna want to check them out. They look about. I had my sessions and they're confirmed based on the picture. Now, welcome to hour number 2 of the experience. I am Peter Edmiston, back with you. Thank you, good CJ and Mass and the callers and whoever slandered Mike Conley for making hour 1 apparently a rip-roaring affair. Though that was great. I had to take care of a little family stuff, so appreciate you guys down the fort. Hour number 2 is here, and we're doing our thing as we continue to talk about what was an epic finals victory for the Toronto Raptors. For Marcus, he is a champion. They are champions. And, of course, we all are champions, right? The parade for Marcus Gasol, I'm sure, will be done. Mariah probably in the next,
Kyle Lowry.
Hours.
What street is Lausanne off of? I think that's where it should go.
That's a pretty small street.
That is perfect for it.
I mean, even for the Marcus parade, it might be too small. We might have to take it out Ridgeway or something. Okay. A little further out, or maybe to Kirby there nearby. No, man, it was wild. Mark the game, saying he's going to drink 1 or 2 or 100 beer, which I think is about right. Getting nice and sloppy as you should, right? After all hard work, after years and years of toil. The guy, it was a really weird deal because he didn't necessarily want to be tried, and now because he got out of his comfort zone, he is a champion. And I'll say his performance was, individually just okay, I suppose. He had some good defensive plays. Didn't get it going on offense to any major level last night. So, but that doesn't make him special. Certainly, a lot of guys. Kawhi was completely out of gas late in this game. Fred VanVleet was the best player on the court. Fred VanVleet.
And what changed? Fred VanVleet. That's somebody Game 6 might not can handle. VanVleet first child. Because VanVleet, before his first child was born in these playoffs, and VanVleet after his child was born in these playoffs, two completely different NBA players.
Well, listen, Fred VanVleet, I mean, it just was incredible. Like the Raptors were really struggling and could not get things going on offense. And the only thing that was out there was Fred VanVleet. Mm-hmm. And Vliet was like untouchable. He's throwing these moon shots that are going in. Totally confident, stepping into stuff. What you need me to do? Actually, no problem. You just ride the shoulders of the Freddie VanVleet, the world's greatest player. I mean, Finals MVP, Fred VanVleet. That's right.
I mean, who's going to is
you know who voted him for Finals MVP?
You, me, the people.
No, for real.
Who?
Kawhi Leonard was not a unanimous Finals MVP.
Yeah, I know I wasn't unanimous.
Well,
I didn't know that vote.
Hugh Brown voted for Fred VanVleet. That is true. That is true.
Yes.
And rightly so. Fred VanVleet scored 12 points in the fourth quarter of the Clinton game for the Toronto Raptors.
At one point, he had 12 of 12 first 14 points in that quarter.
He was 3 of 5 from 3. And Steph Curry, what did he do in the fourth quarter? 1 of 6 for 4 points. What did I do? 0 of 4 for 3 points in that quarter. What did VanVleet do? 12 points. He outscored Kawhi Leonard and Steph Curry by himself. Fred VanVleet. Undrafted. Fred VanVleet. The Wichita State Shocker. Unreal, man. Unreal. I mean, that was not something I could envision coming.
No, nobody knew. I think it's safe to say
a million.
Nobody here knew that it was going to be VanVleet in the fourth quarter to end the Warriors' run.
But you have to. This is what you have to do if you're going to win a championship. You've got to not only, obviously you take those risks. And Masai Ujiri, who reports have been
ridiculous.
My buddy Fred Katz, who covers the Wizards for the Athletic, has been on this for a while. But Woj came right out like basically at the final buzzer of the game and puts out there that the Wizards are prepared to offer Masai 6 years, $60 million as a lead executive, which I've always said, why wouldn't you do that? There's no salary cap on executives. I mean, if you care about winning, you don't have to pay luxury tax on executives. You don't have to pay any of that stuff. That's where your money can go. I was the Grizzlies should go crazy on that side of the ball. they're not going to pay luxury tax. They're going to spend tons of money on player payroll, and they're not going to sign major free agents, but they could go out there and offer a guy like Griffin or whoever a boatload of cash. Because why not? I mean, that's your only opportunity. They obviously chose to go to a different direction, but the Wizards, that's a great flex. Go for it, man. Spend that money. I don't know wants to do it or not, but why wouldn't you?
It's not just a city mill, right? It is that plus, I think, some ownership stake in.
They're going crazy
in some of that, and some of that being the Wizards and the Capitals and that arena. They are going after this hard. And why wouldn't you, when you look and you think about, he was at Denver, right? I think it was Denver that he turned around and get to turn that roster into a playoff caliber-ish roster, and they got over the hump this year. You look at what Durkee's done in Toronto, and the way the risk have worked in his favor. It is a risk to trade probably the best player in your franchise history for a 1-year rental. And then it is another risk to trade depth for a Marc Gasol, right? But those two trades worked out swimmingly for them. And that is what you want a GM, somebody in the front office who understands, like, hey, everything comes with a risk. It's going to work, though. Is the risk worth it? And he helped build. He built that roster, and he made them a finals champion. Well, the players won the game, but he got the player there who won the game and made them NBA finals champion.
I mean, the thing is, he made the risk of going to get Kawhi Leonard, and I love people, bringing back the hot takes once that went down. All people talking about Kawhi, this Kawhi's that he's never good at anything. We forget that the risk involved. At the time, I thought it was a very good trade for Toronto, not only because you get Kawhi Leonard, really just because I wasn't that big of a fan of DeMar DeRozan to begin with. So I thought getting off that contract was a net positive anyway. But a lot, forget that, like, we didn't know what Kawhi was going to like coming back, and they played it beautifully. And if you look again, what happened to the Warriors breaking down the way that they did after 5 years of strain through the finals, all that stuff, it brings into perspective how hard it's been for LeBron to go to 8 straight finals and to stay, relatively healthy in the process. What kind of a freak he is, because all that wear and tear your body, it just kind of breaks you down. And you saw with Klay Thompson, and it's impossible to prove a negative, but I would dare say there's a real good chance that his hamstring injury set him up in a position where his weight was imbalanced, and it made it more likely that he would do something to his knee. Same thing with Durant and the calf injury leading to the Achilles here. All that stuff, we didn't know what Kawhi would look like when push came to shove, and they did a really good job of managing him throughout the regular season. Only 60 games. They were 75 in the 22 games without him. But in the postseason, they didn't have luxury, and he had to go. And you could tell he was tired at the end, man. His last couple games, apart from that one crazy burst in Game 5, he was not that great. But it was enough.
It was enough, man. And that is what.
No Van Vliet, I can tell you.
No, he's got a long way to go to be Van Vliet. But when you look at what Kawhi was asked to do on both ends of the court throughout the course of the series, of course he's asked. This man is playing all of the minutes, all of them. He's running around switching. He's trying to chase down Klay Thompson. He's trying to bang with Draymond Green. At one point, they were running the box and one, and he was at the bottom having a bang with Looney, right? Because of his versatility, because of his skill set, he is asked to do a lot because he can do a lot. And late in that game, after playing 41 minutes, like that, of course he's tired. Of course he is.
I just can't. I still cannot get over the Van Vliet thing. You're talking about a guy. Undrafted and undiscussed, but has come on. But even more in the course of this playoff run, like, so you talk about how having this kid changed everything for Van Vliet, because I remember distinctly, talking earlier, he averaged 2 points per game, So I'm looking at numbers here, and it's pretty crazy. I'm trying to kind of like isolate them so I can get them right here. But in the 10 games prior to his son being born, his son was born on the 20th. He was born in the Middle Eastern Conference Finals. So I guess he played in the 10 games he played prior to that. That would be the entire Philly series in the first 3 games of the Milwaukee series. Do you know what these numbers were? Those 10 games?
I'm just going to guess they were bad.
You would be wrong. They're brutal. They are all bad. Does not do it justice.
All right, let's go. I'm guessing 3 points.
2.4 points per game. 1.6 rebounds. 1.8 assists. Shooting 16% from the field. 12% from 3.
What?
64% from the foul line.
I remember us not lighting into because he is Fred VanVleet. I remember us discussing him in a negative fashion. I remember his number being that, though. I remember me specifically saying, stop giving VanVleet the ball at the end of the shot clock to throw up a 3 and miss it.
Again, 16% field.
I wanted them to play Jeremy Lin more.
They should have. So when the kid was born, the 9 games since, so that would be the 3 games, the next 3 games in the Milwaukee series, and then the Golden series. They go 7-2 in those 9 games. VanVleet averages 15 points per game, shooting 51% from the field and 53% from 3, 86% of the foul line. There's never been a turnaround like that ever. I mean, this is unbelievably bad to, like, you can't, he's the best player on the floor. I've never, ever seen anything like that. Ever.
Is it the weight of the child? Like, is it
it gotta be. Like, it's got to be on your mind. I know, having had, 2 kids now, and obviously, my role having the kids is a little less hands-on, but I do know, as dad, you're definitely, like, it's all you can think about. I mean, yeah, it's on your mind. It's got you, mentally, and particularly, and I don't know the circumstances of the baby's mom or all that, and whether there was a tough pregnancy or, sometimes there's those issues as well that you're worried about, so all those things can play on your mind. It's very difficult to watch your wife or your girlfriend or whoever it is, your partner, go through, particularly at the end of the pregnancy, when it's really, really, really hard, and she's carrying, giant baby. My 2 kids were both giant babies because my big old head. So, seeing my wife and she's in pain and it's difficult, and so I mean, like, yeah, it's emotionally a very tough time. So it wouldn't surprise me a bit if he just mentally was checked out or wasn't there, or wasn't able to focus or all that stuff. And I mean, it's clear night and day. I mean, he goes from scoring, like, the most he scored in any of those games was like, 7 points in a game. And then the next day, after his kid is born, 15 points on 5 of 6 shooting, 21 points, 14 points, 15, 17, 8, 11, and 22 last night in the clincher. I don't know, man. I've never seen anything like that as a turnaround.
That's amazing. It is.
That's crazy.
And if you stop and you think about where he was coming out of that 76er series, right? It is.
Oh, he wasn't playable.
No way you keep playing this dude. You can't. And here we are, the day after the finals in which he shoots 11 threes. He's at that green light now. He makes 5 of them, by the way. Pretty good. Pretty good percentage.
Yeah.
And that's wow. They should do MVP based off game, just so we can give Fred VanVleet the MVP for last night.
I'm telling you, Hubie, you had it right. In the finals, Fred VanVleet was probably as valuable as Kawhi Leonard for what he did. Which is weird to say, but probably so. He bailed them out of a lot of jams. He hit huge shots at a time when no one else on the Raptors. I mean, you look to the end of that game, and once again, that Raptor late game offense gets a little jammed up. It gets a little bit slow. And Kawhi, they went to the thing where Kawhi kind of is doing a one-man show, and he didn't have enough energy. He didn't have enough juice. Kyle Lowry is looking a little iffy down the stretch. They needed somebody. And, I mean, there were entire possession in the fourth quarter of this game where Kawhi Leonard never touched the ball. And it was okay. It worked out okay.
You got a superstar like Fred VanVleet on the team.
Those are superstar numbers.
Yes.
That's Klay Thompson like shooting.
Certainly superstar shots, right? 2 is going to be a 2 no matter when in the game it is, but it feels differently. A 3 is going to be a 3 no matter what, but it feels differently. And when the crowd is roaring and it is, oh my gosh, if they get a stop here, they may blow this thing open the fourth quarter, may blow it over. I mean, they may get a chance to go up to 5, right? And then I don't know if we can come back from that. Somebody's to do something. Somebody's got to quiet this crowd. Somebody's got to take this momentum back, pit it in our favor. Fred VanVleet to be the dude to hit those shots and want to take those shots. These same shots that he was missing in these 76ers series. And it's been the case all throughout the playoffs, right? In the game, like you're saying, Peter, offense for the Raptors gets slowed down, gets bogged down. And that is what was the cause of Fred VanVleet in that 76ers series, catching the ball 4 or 5 seconds left on the shot clock and then having to shoot the 3 shoot a contested jumper. He wasn't making them then, right? And he's forgotten all about that. He made them last night. He's made them in this series.
It's just crazy. It's absolutely insane. I've never seen anything like it.
Shout out to Patrick McCaw. Only one to get the 3.
He's the 3-peat. That's right. McCaw is the 3-peat champion.
Great job.
And I mean, and again, I got to give kudos to Klay Thompson for his run. I mean, that dude. It sucks so much that he's hurt, and it sucks so much what happened. But in the finals, have you ever seen a dude shoot like that? I mean, there was never a question that was going to go in. It never looked like it was going to. It wasn't even on the rim. It was just pure. He is the most pure shooter I can ever remember. He gets it and it's over. Like he catches it, and if he's even halfway open, and those are tough shots. And people talk about Steph Curry getting triple team, which it wasn't easy for Steph. Steph underperformed in the finals, and I think he's going to have to. There's one small little asterisk in Steph Curry with regard to his most performances have not been that great. And this one wasn't either. But Klay was facing some tough defenses too. And I mean, he just it's over. He get that shot, and it's never a doubt.
He's got the best form.
He shot. I mean, the form's.
It's
just
perfect.
It's perfect. It's perfect.
That's what it is.
It's perfect. And
we talked about him Game 6 Klay, like compared to like other players, like how great he's been Game 6s.
Well, and oh, by the way, and I heard you talking about it earlier. The defense that he plays on top of it.
Yes.
He is a really, really defensive player on top of being an electric shooter who can just crush you individually. With all that shooting, you cannot leave him open for a split second for any moment in time. You can't do it. But his defense and what he was able to do on Kawhi for a lot of this series, I mean, he really defended exceptionally well. In the finals, so the entire total for him in the finals, he shot 59% from 3 in the finals. In the 6 games, 59% from 3.
Wow.
Yeah. He shot.
I don't. Whoa.
24-41.
Like
24 of 41.
That is impressive. That is beyond impressive.
That's 8 pointers per game. He's making 5.
That shouldn't be possible.
88% from the foul line, 54% from the field. I mean, again, you have splits in the finals of 54, 59, 88. God. 26 points per game. Again, this guy, he doesn't get enough credit.
I mean, now he does.
That's just insane. And then by the way, about the defense. On top of that.
Yeah.
I mean, you got 59% 3-point shooter finals who can also defend.
And that's why you don't let that walk. Why you should let that walk.
There's no way they want to, but it's just, I mean, we could talk. You could talk, all you want about, what it's going to look like and everything. So that it's the finals this year were so much from the finals last year. Last year at 43% in the finals.
No, that's such a bad number.
I mean, 40 terrible.
43.
And it was barely even like a series. He shot 3% the year before. He's just so good, man. But anyway, I don't know what the Warriors are going to do. I mean, they try to bring everyone back, but it's still, you're talking about an incredible challenge next year.
Yeah, and by everybody, being Kevin Durant as well.
They'll try. They'll try.
Okay. This makes them wide open now. Everybody who has complained about knowing the results of the NBA Finals in July, like now it's open again. And it was open this year. It was open this year, as is evident by the Raptors coming through in it. If you're a team in the West, though, you got to wake up today with not celebrating injury, because nobody wants to see teams riddled with injury. You're a player. You know the impact injury you have on a career. You know the struggle that it is, the grind it is to get back out there on the court. However, if you're one of those, if you're the Blazers, you got to be looking around saying to yourself, "Oh my gosh, this is it. This is our shot now. We've got to go all in. We are right now. We are as built as we need to be. We can do this next year." If you're the Lakers, it is if we get Anthony Davis, who's going to stop us out there? It's not going to be Golden State. This is. I mean, it won't be Golden State that stops the Lakers.
No, it won't be.
It'll be Jason Kidd. So if you're Denver or Utah and you're hesitant about giving up a whole lot of assets to go out and get a free agent, a top-notch point guard, a top point guard, that hesitation has got to leave now, today. Because you look around and say, hey, if we get this player, that player, we are right there with whomever is the top team in the West with a chance to advance to an NBA Finals. You got to pull that trick.
You got to. We'll take a break. We'll come back. More to get to as we continue to talk about the NBA Finals, an epic Game 6 with tons of ramifications this year and beyond. About Marc Gasol and what it means for him. We'll talk about the Jonas Valanciunas decision. Yesterday, he decides to opt out, a little bit of a surprise. So we'll discuss what that means for the Grizzlies going forward. This is The Experience. Peter East, CJ, Maximilian Von Vincent on the other side of the glass. That you're listening to Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 7 FM.
10-year lunch with Greg Gasson and Eli Silvo on Sports 56 Middays, delivered by FedEx. Weekdays from 10 to 1 on Sports 56 and 87.7 FM.
You'll see the dedication in every single step. You'll see it in the smiles, and smiles are hard to get. You'll see it in the little things that add up to success. The caring and passion are the things that we love best.
Wolf Chase Lemon Base is your Mid-South rider for orthotics and prosthetics. They are ABC accredited facility, and their practitioners are ABC certified. At Wolf Chase Lemon Brace, their services include artificial hands, legs, and arms, braces all kinds, and come molded inserts. You can call them today at 901-507-7821 for their location on Highway 64 in between Germantown Park and Appleton Road, or to them at their new location, Jackson, Tennessee. That number is 731-660-5900, or visit them on the web at wolfchaselemonbrace.com.
This is Troy Five-Ash, owner of Five-Ash Roofing. It is that time of year where the weather is unpredictable, and given the recent storms, it's a good time to discuss insurance claims. So here's a few things you should know. Always hire a local contractor, because if you have a problem with your roof down the road, you won't be able to find him. Never allow anyone to pressure you into signing a contingency contract. They're used as a sales tool, making you feel committed. And the truth is, those contracts are not worth the paper they're written on. Be careful of door-knocking salesmen. Some are reputable, many are not. Canvass the neighborhood, tell everyone to file a claim, working percentages, and not caring if you file a claim, even when they know the likelihood of it being approved is low. Some will damage your roof, hoping to convince the adjuster it's storm damage. It's fraud, and contractors have gone to jail for that. So do your research and know who you're hiring. Five-Ash Roofing, the official roof of the University of Memphis Athletic Department. Fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
It's what we're hearing.
At Indeed, we understand when it comes to hiring, it's important to have a large talent pool to choose from. But sometimes too many good options can be overwhelming. That's why Indeed doesn't just give you access to a large pool of job seekers. We also offer screener tools that let you instantly narrow down your search. Hone in on hiring with Indeed. Experience Indeed for yourself today and get a free sponsored job upgrade on your first posting at Indeed.com/promo. Terms and conditions apply.
It's time to put me in, coach, because I'm ready to play today. Hey, everybody, I'm here to tell you batting 1,000 is possible because our all-star Chevy team in Olive Branch is going to give you an extra $1,000 for your trade when you can pick out any new all-star Chevy you want. Silverado, Tahoe, Traverse, Equinox, Impala, even a new Corvette or Camaro. And who doesn't want a new Chevy without an extra $1,000 in the deal? Nobody. Seriously, this is spot on. Trade any 2005 or newer vehicle on any new all-star Chevy and get an extra $1,000. If you're in Memphis, Germantown, Collierville, anywhere in Mississippi, if you are hearing me right now, batting 1,000 and getting an extra $1,000 for your trade is easy. Not to mention, All-Star Chevy has best testing ground for all of these award-winning Chevys. And they got the awards, people. Find new roads to All-Star Chevy in Olive Branch or check them out at allstarautogroup.com.
It's happened again. Miramichi, that heaven in Woodstock, 15 miles north of downtown Memphis. Miramichi has been made the #1 public golf course in the state of Tennessee. 15 minutes from downtown, all this natural beauty, this very tough test of golf is there for you, and it's #1 again. They've improved again, too. They've made changes. They always do. They want you to have the best golfing experience you could possibly have, and they keep on making these adjustments. They've knocked down some trees. They made it easier. They have better conditions with grass. The greens, outstanding. And once again, they are #1. I also should tell you they've got new golf carts, and they've got these cool little things where you hook up your phone, it'll charge, and at the same time you've got GPS on your phone. All kinds of innovation and a world-class golfing experience at Miramichi in Woodstock.
Got something you want to get off your chest?
You better have a backup plan.
Want to join the conversation?
I need to tell him he has to grow up.
Join us on the First Bank phone lines at 360-8255 or the First Bank text line at 67129. Welcome back to the Peter Aniston Experience with CJ Hurts. This hour brought to you by Schrader Orthopedic and Stem Cell Treatment Center, specializing in stem cell treatment for your neck, back, hips, knees, shoulders, and autoimmune diseases. Here once again are Peter and CJ.
Giannis. Back with you. What? What do you? What?
Where did Giannis come from?
I don't know.
It does fit though.
It does.
My Connie. Nope, that don't work.
No.
Connie. I mean, kind of. And not exactly. Come on now.
That was real.
Come on now. So are we all good? Do everybody hate Mike Conley? Are we like him? What are we? We're good. We're good with Conley. Mike's a good dude. I don't know why is everyone hating on Mike Conley. He's a very good man.
I don't know.
Very silly to think otherwise. He's a very good player. I mean, is he the best player in the world? No, probably not. Is he the best point guard? No, probably not. He's a very good point guard. He's an extremely good guard. And it seems silly to me to indicate or to think that if he were given a similar opportunity as Kyle Lowry, he wouldn't do similar things. Kyle's performance, he had an unbelievable first half. And once again, as forever with Kyle Lowry, he gets into foul trouble, and that makes him a player. Gets a little squirrely down the stretch. Again, if you want to micromanage his game, or if you want to analyze his game, there were certainly possessions down the stretch, games 5 and 6 that he really struggled. But does that mean he's a bad player? Of course not, because he was huge, and he was huge in establishing what Toronto needed. He was unbelievable in the first half of Game 6. So Same thing with Mike Conley. If you analyze every little detail of Mike Conley's game, there are certainly things that would be, you could nitpick, I suppose. But, I mean, look how good he was in the 2017 first round series against the Spurs. That 6-game series against Kawhi. Kawhi was unreal in that series. But Mike Conley was, like, phenomenal. I mean, yeah, it was like 26 points, like 8 and 8, something like that. He had 30+ point games. He was unbelievable. So it's foolish for anyone to say that he wouldn't be like that when he gets the opportunity to be able to do it. It's crazy.
Yeah, and just let it go.
Yeah,
just let it go.
More importantly, that's exactly right.
It's time to put that to bed.
Just be done with it.
Just leave it alone. Mike Conley is a good NBA point guard. He's a good NBA player. Circumstances have, unfortunately, he brought this in a great article you did with them. Circumstances, unfortunately, haven't allowed him to get the accolades that others get. So when this conversation comes up, we can't say, well, listen, he is a blah, blah, blah all-star. He's been to all-star games this many times. He's done this, that, and the third. That with him being the good soul, with him being the good team player that he is, the individual accolades aren't there for him. And in that piece you wrote, it was, he's aware of it, and it is, hey, what's my legacy going to be? My legacy shouldn't be this. My legacy shouldn't be what it is now. I need to go somewhere where I can put some things on my legacy.
That matters to him a great deal. That's all I can tell you. I mean, for whatever, whatever you think that should mean or shouldn't mean or whatever, it matters to him, and it's not going to happen here. So, we'll see what happens with the trade situation. Obviously, last night was marred by another injury, Klay Thompson, with a torn ACL. Typically, I don't know the extent of if there's any other ligament damage other than the ACL, but those things are typically 8-month recovery times, which means, again, Warriors now, I think their plan going in was, hey, let's bring back Kevin Durant, let's bring back Klay Thompson, let's run this back. Because think about, they're going to a new arena. There's all this different stuff. Now, what does running it back even mean? You got Steph, who's played now how much has he played? I mean, we're talking 5 finals. The guy has been mostly good about injuries. He's got a few notable ones, but nothing just crazy, right? He's got to be exhausted. You need load management, everything else for him. Then on top of that, you got Draymond Green. Okay, what can Draymond give you in the regular season? You saw this year he was not terribly interested till about 6-7 weeks left, and then he ended up a little bit. He was very good in the postseason. What is regular season Draymond and Steph plus? They don't have fun. They don't. If they bring back Kevin Durant to the supermax, which they're going to offer him, and Klay Thompson, they have no money to spend on anybody else out there. Boogie Cousins is probably not going to be able to come back because they're really hamstrung on how much they can pay him. If anybody gives him a decent deal, it's going to be way more than the Warriors can pay him. I don't know. I really don't know.
They look like everybody else in the NBA. When you look around and you see the rest of the NBA compared to the Warriors, especially this Warriors team, we saw what Klay Thompson could do. We've seen what Steph Curry does. We know what Kevin Durant does, right? And they sharing the load with those three, amongst those three, allow Andre Iguodala to fit into a nice little niche role, allows Draymond Green the role that he has. And now you're asking Iguodala and Livingston, and I guess Cook will be there to play larger role on your team. And like that just does not bode well for you if you're expecting to get back to a NBA Finals or even a West Conference Final. Out of the first round of the playoffs. Like this team is built now going in, if the season started right now, and everybody was, minus all the injured people, everybody was fairly fresh. Like right now, I'm not sure that this Warriors team would get you past Portland or the Spurs or the Nuggets or the Jazz.
It's it's me. There's a lot more. It's wide open now. And I mean, to say nothing of the Clippers.
Or the,
I mean, all of a sudden now the Clippers, if they get Kawhi,
oh my gosh!
I mean, it's wide open. You know, if the Clippers can get a couple of Big Ten free agents, which they could, I'd say it's wide open right there. So, I don't know, man. It's an amazing turn of events for the league going forward. Now, from more interesting locally, not only Marc Gasol, of course, won a championship based on the trade that sent him to Toronto, but in that same trade, Jonas Valanciunas comes over to Memphis as part of the deal. CJ Miles, Delon Wright as well. Will they get rings? I mean, I don't know if they were in the playoffs. They were part of the team for
the team's got to vote on that, I think, because you get rings and money.
Yeah, I don't well, they probably won't get a play. They won't get a playoff share, I'm sure, of the money because they were in the playoffs.
Okay.
But I would think they would. Yeah. Well, I don't know how that works exactly, but I'm sure they're probably eligible for the ring. But Jonas, we know CJ Miles has already opted into an $8.7 million deal when you left. DeLon Wright is going to be a restricted free agent. That will, we'll have to kind of see how that whole thing plays out. Jonas Valanciunas was the one that there was still a decision to be made. His deadline was yesterday, and he made the decision. He chose to opt out. He will not exercise the $17.6 million player option for next year, meaning he is now going to be an unrestricted free agent when the agency opens up in a couple of weeks. And the reporting on this from Adrian Wojnarowski of ESPN indicated that both he and his representation, along with the Grizzlies, are working towards a long-term deal in Memphis. That was kind of the thought. And I talked to Jonas quite a bit during the season about that, and he said was always very open to the idea of a long-term deal in Memphis if it all made sense, and he was ready for it. He enjoyed the city, enjoyed the organization, and he enjoyed the opportunity that he was given, but not knowing the coach, not knowing what kind of role he would play. Obviously, all that played into it. But they hired Taylor Jenkins. Jason and Jonas communicate via WhatsApp. I don't know how much more they've communicated since then, but at least to some extent. And currently, either Jonas is okay with that and wants the long-term situation to be resolved, or less likely, he says, "Get this, I'm out of here. I'll go somewhere else." I don't think that'd be the case, CJ, because I don't know what the market is going to look like for Jonas out there. I mean, I think that he could find a decent deal. That's definitely not out of the realm of possibility, but it's by no means a guarantee. So it's a risk if you were taking it to look somewhere else. But if he and his agent Leon Rose and Zach Kleiman and Grizzlies folks have kind of come to the conclusion that they want to do something long term, then it's not so much risk. It's just more of getting the thing done.
Yeah, and I'm with you. I thought he would opted in, but the opposite, he is looking for that money, that long term deal. I'm not sure if anybody else will give him long term what's asking for outside of the Grizzlies. All right, so I expect him to come back and be a part of this roster, and for me, it is going to be interesting because if you bring Jonas back, are you bringing Jonas back to come off the bench behind Jaren? Are you bringing him to pair with Jaren for long stretches of games to start him with Jaren? And how do you, as an organization, as a coach, decide on the way to scheme your offense and defense now that you've got him in fold, assuming that he comes back? Right? You want to space the court. You want players around who can shoot, who can make plays for themselves. Jonas is a decent, respectable shooter from three. I think that he helps space the floor. But defensively, his athleticism, it causes a lot of mismatches. And that high pick and roll, if you get Jonas involved, you got mismatch right there off jump. How do you scheme defensively so that teams aren't as capable of taking advantage of that? It is going to, the Grizzlies got something figuring out to do, and it's going to take some time to figure it out.
Well, see, this is the thing, and I think that's part of my, I guess, my concern about it. I mean, I think certainly, Jonas is a really good player, and you just get really good players all the time. So if you can keep them, that's good to do. But let's think about what Grizzlies are as a team right now. What are they planning on doing over the next few years? Are they planning on being a playoff team? In all likelihood, probably not. So what does that mean? That means you're probably going to be in a rebuild situation. So if you're a rebuild situation, does signing Jonas for his, age 27 through 30 years, because him opting out means he's probably going to look for at least a 4-year deal. Could get a 5-year deal, but at least a 4-year deal. Does that coincide with a rebuild? A play like Jonas. Can you rebuild while also having him on the roster? And if you can, okay, fair enough. But even so, if that's the case, you're still probably, in my mind, forcing him. You're not bringing Jonas back at that level of money to be a bench player, most likely. You're bringing it back to be a starter.
Okay.
Or to play starter minutes, 28, 30 minutes, like he's been doing for the Grizzlies. And so if you're going to do that, then that means he's your center. He can play only one position on the floor. He is a center. That's what he is. Which to me now says, okay, if we thought that the Jaren was going to be developed more towards being a center, that would happen with us, at least not very much, not on a full basis. So that pushes Jaren to me more along the lines of like a wing play. Okay, so now because we've talked about it, I don't think you don't see a ton of NBA teams playing with two traditional bigs, both of whom are big parts of their offense. You see them playing with two bigs, but one of them is more of stretch, one's more of a wing type. I mean, again, look at what the Raptors look like with Siakam. Siakam, a hybrid 4 type guy. Look at what Sixers did with Embiid. They played Jimmy Butler a ton of 4. The Bucks, Brook Lopez was your 5, and then Giannis played a ton of 4. He's not a traditional 4 by any stretch of the imagination. The Warriors with Draymond at the 4. Mm-hmm. Again, you don't see a lot of like 2 post guys back. One guy's got to be more wing based. Is Jaren ready to be more Giannis? Because to me, and with Taylor Jenkins having the Bucks coach and coach Giannis, that's sort of the direction that you're pushing him in now. If you bring back Jonas, it means you're telling Jaren, like, we need you to be more of a wing guy. We need you more perimeter based. We need you to learn those, take guys off the dribble. We need you to be that guy. Whereas I think a lot of people would have thought the development would be maybe Jaren as the center.
Yeah.
And more spread and different guys around him. Whether one's better than the other, I don't know. But I think you're pushed in that first direction if you're going to bring Jonas back.
And I think with Jaren's natural comfortability and skill set, the latter of what you described really fits him more. Hey, I'll be the 5, and I can space the floor as a 5 while still having room to post people up. I don't see Jaren as a take you off the dribble type of guy. While Jonas does shoot a decent percentage from 3, like 36%, doesn't take a whole lot. So he's got to start taking more threes. I would assume he'd have to start taking more threes in this system to truly space the floor. And I understand bringing them back. I understand why you would bring them back. You have players. You can't just have nobody out there on the court, and you don't want losing to become the culture. You don't want to, meander about winning 20-something games a season. So I can understand bringing him back and being competitive while still losing, but being competitive. I understand that, but just from a development of Jaren Jackson Jr., I think he should be the 1 at the 5. He should be the 5 that spaces the court and gets chances to post up and play with his back to the basket. I think Jaren as more of a like Anthony Davis and less of a Giannis. All right, that is what Jaren is when I think of him, what he could be.
Well, if that's the case, then there's going to be some friction over the course of the next few years in terms of his development. Let's take a break, come back, and continue here on The Experience on a busy Friday. Real Sports Talk is 5687 FM.
Where men's comes for real sports talk. Sports 56 87 FM.
We could stay here forever. Deliver olives, Greek sandals, and everything you need to relive that perfect trip to the Mediterranean. But what you really get when FedEx knocks on your door is so much more.
FedEx Delivery.
Memories. What we deliver. Delivering. I can't believe it.
That Philip got his little brother on our mission into orbit.
How long until we get there? How long until we get there? How long until we get there?
Oh, I can't believe how easy it was to save hundreds of dollars in my car insurance with Geico.
What's this button do? What's this button do? What's this button do? What's this button do?
Don't touch that. Believe it, Geico could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Make Edwin Watts Golf the place to shop for dads and grad with their summer savings sale happening now. Score a 50% bonus trade-in on your old clubs towards the purchase of a Titleist DS2 or DS3 driver. And measure your distance with Bushnell GPS and range finds and save up to $70. Choose from the Fendt, the Hybrid, or the Tour V4 Shift. Edwin Watts Golf is your place to shop for the hottest golf gear this summer. Edwin Watts, home of the 90-day satisfaction guarantee.
Indeed, we understand that when it comes to hiring, it's important to have a large talent pool to choose from. But sometimes too many good options can be overwhelming. That's why Indeed doesn't just give you access to a large pool of job seekers. We also offer screener tools that let you instantly narrow down your search. Hone in on hiring with Indeed. Experience Indeed for yourself today and get a free sponsored job upgrade on your first posting at Indeed.com/promo. Terms and conditions apply.
Get your gun, Nelly, and saddle up Penelope as Western Trading Days at Sunrise Buick GMC. Old-time trading price on over 800 new Buicks and GMCs, and the Sunrise Used Car Corral has over 150 in stock. Sunrise has rustled up a good-looking herd of cars and trucks under $99.95. Ranch managers have been told cut prices to the bone. If you're a good person with bad credit, SunriseMemphis.com help you get your brand on one of these little fillies. Free hot dogs and coats at the Chuck Wagon. Western Trading Days, 385 in Levy and Collierville. Cars cost less than Sunrise partner.
Welcome back to the Peter Edmiston Experience with CJ Hurt. This hour is brought to you by Sure Orthopedic and Stem Cell Treatment Center, specializing in stem cell treatment for your neck, back, hips, knee, shoulders, and autoimmune diseases. Here once again, our Peter CJ.
All right, as we wrap up hour number 2 here in the Family Leisure Studios, I'm Peter Edmiston, CJ Hart. That's Max Vincent, bringing you a little funk on a Friday. A
little bit of Margate.
Funky Friday. I like it. I can dig it. I can dig it.
You can dig it.
I can dig it.
Can you dig it?
I can dig it.
All right.
360-8255 if you can dig it. We're talking to Myron, who's dialed up here on the first phone lines. Myron, what's up?
Hey, good morning. CJ is back. What's up, Peter?
What's up?
What am I?
As I was watching the end of that game last night, and then the Toronto brass, the front office, the players, the coaches, and all of them out there celebrating as they rightfully should and accepting the Lonzo Bryant trophy, one thing struck me that was real peculiar. I didn't hear anybody congratulating the guys in the computer room. I didn't hear anybody talking about what part analytics play in this championship. Because it didn't. It was this championship was put together by shrewd moves from the front office.
You don't think analytics played their role in those
free
things?
agents and that type of stuff? And a coach who knew how to put it together with about 8 balls he can count on. Actually, it's like a throwback to those championships San Antonio was winning. You can go back to the Lakers and Boston. They always usually was out on about 8 players you can count on. But analytics didn't play a part of this. And I'm waiting today in NBA when someone accepts a championship and they do say, we want to thank guys in the computer room for this.
Well, I mean, I think you have to kind of put. Myron, I'm trying to think of the best way to phrase this because I like what you're saying. I like your idea, Myron, but the computer room is part of the whole thing now. It is just a given. If you are thanking Masai Ujiri, which they did, then you are thanking the computer room because Masai Ujiri's computer is the one that did all this.
Either when I hear somebody about it, thank guys in the computer room for helping us win a championship, I'll be in analytics.
Myra,
That guy ate all those screw moves himself. Took a gamble on Leonard.
Yeah, but using what information? How did I mean? This is you work in concert with all of those guys. That's what you do.
This comes from basic information, knowing that it's kind of wise.
That's what analytics are. That's the whole point. That's what analytics. That's the whole point of analytics, is to give you information, and then people have to make that decision.
That's according to players that fit your system. That's been going on.
Analytics. Yes, exactly.
That's been going on all the time. You acquire ballers who fit your system. You have a coach who know how to use them. They're not thinking people in the computer room. They're thinking the guys who come in, buy into the team concept, work together, and that's that. When I hear them thank the guys in the computer room, I believe analytics play a part in winning championships. But so far, I hadn't heard that.
Myra, my man, you eat peanut butter jelly sandwiches?
Take care.
I guess he does it, but it is a peanut butter jelly sandwich thing. But you don't want it to be too much jelly or too much peanut butter. It's got to be the right amount of both. It's got to be the right amount of the analytics squad, and it's got to be the right amount of people knowing and understanding simply the game of basketball. You don't get to that point having one or the other. You need both. Got to have both. Also, Lonzo Bryant trophy. I just looked it up. It's 3 spades cards: the big joker, little joker, and the spades. That is the trophy. Lonzo Bryant out here killing it in spades.
You got to win that Lonzo Bryant trophy at various barbecues around the region. You got to win that. It's a hard fought. That's tough. Analysts will play a role in that one too. You got to know. What you're dealing with?
Analytics don't play a role in winning the Lonzo Bryant trophy.
Oh yeah, when you're playing spades, you got to get the right situation. You got to know which partner's doing. You got to have a chemistry field. You got to know where to.
I take that back. The Lonzo Bryant trophy is the big joker stuck to the top of some random dude in Fro's forehead. That is what it is.
What I'm trying to say here. Analytics is indistinguishable from front office discussion. All of the decisions that are made in the front office are made when they are informed by those types of decisions, those types of information. That's what you get. All the analytics work that is done. I don't understand. People who talked about this yesterday. Analytics is not just about telling people to shoot more threes. That's not. Analytics is about every aspect and every facet of your organization, from player development, what sort of things that you want to see from your players, how much to work them. You work in concert with the medical staff, get information about how your players are developing, what they're doing, how much load is being used on their muscles, when you push them, when you can't, all that sort of thing. How players work together, what they're doing on the court, the things they do well, things they don't do well, all of that is analytics. Analytics, not just, hey, run this one pick and roll because it's 1.2 points per possession, the other one's 0.08. That's one aspect of it, but it's so much more than that. So it's like saying, when somebody comes out, says, I want to thank our scouts, and I don't believe scouting works. What? Of course, the scouts, that's what they're. Yes, I have to come out and say, our scouts really did a great job identifying these players. I know they did, because look at the players. It's self-evident. Like, you don't have to come out and say the analytics guys did a good job. Obviously, they did a good job. I never once heard them say, I'd like to thank our chief scout. Never once. Does that mean scouting irrelevant? Of course not. Come on. I'm sick. I have this weird relationship with analytics, but I feel like it's just,
people don't understand it.
People don't understand it.
That issue.
Let's go break. We'll come back. Hour number 3 on the way. We got lots and lots and lots more to get to as we get you Real Sports Talk Sports for these 87.7 FM.
If you're a contractor, Home Depot is here to save you money. You can get the same or better quality paint as you do at paint stores, but you also get one thing paint stores don't have. Low price every day on every gallon of high-quality Behr paint, stains, and primers. Plus, for pros, volumes counts. How much you pay per gallon. At the Home Depot, you pay less for Behr paint every day. Behr Pro paint starting at just $15.48 a gallon. Home Depot. More saving, more doing. U.S. only. See store for details.
Hi, this is Jim Conway with Conway Services. Is your air conditioning system ready for the hot Memphis summer? Good news is spring cleaning time at Conway Services. We'll come out and perform our exclusive 16-point energy saver tune-up on your air conditioning system for only $69. Did you know the number one cause of air conditioning system breakdown is dirt? A dirty air conditioning system can literally starve the life from your home's cooling system, causing untimely breakdowns, higher utility costs, and even premature equipment failure. We'll remove years of dirt, grime, and leaves from your air conditioning system, making sure you're ready for the hot Memphis summer, all for only $69. It's like taking your conditioner to a car wash. Plus, right now, we'll treat your air conditioner with a special Teflon coating to help protect against the Memphis sun. It's called Conway Services, the Mid-South's premier heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric service company at 384-3511. And call this week and perform your super tune-up for only $57.
Call 384-3511. Conway Services. Conway today.
This time of year, there's no better way to beat the heat than to get early before it gets here. And there's no better place to get to early than Sunrise on Jefferson. Simply the best breakfast you can have in Memphis. The food is always fresh, always fast, always delicious. Sunrise has the best variety of breakfast anywhere in town. The doors open at 6 a.m. when it's still cool enough to breathe. Sunrise on Jefferson. Get up and get it. Finally, a good local breakfast served fast.
It's time to put me in, Coach, because I'm ready to play today. Hey, everybody, I'm here to tell you batting 1,000 is possible because our all-star Chevy team in Olive Branch is going to give you an extra $1,000 for your trade, and you come pick out any new all-star Chevy you want. Silverado, Tahoe, Traverse, Equinox, Impala, even a new Corvette or Camaro. Who doesn't want a new Chevy without an extra $1,000 in the deal? Nobody. Seriously, this is spot on. Trade any 2005 or newer vehicle on a new All-Star Chevy and get an extra $1,000. If you're Memphis, Germantown, Collierville, anywhere in Mississippi, if you are hearing me right now, batting 1,000 and getting an extra $1,000 for your trade is easy. Not to mention, All-Star Chevy has the best testing ground for all of these award-winning Chevys. They got the awards, people. Find new roads to All-Star Chevy in a branch or check them out at allstarautogroup.com.
You'll see the dedication in every single step. You'll see it in smile when smiles are hard to get. You'll see it in the little things that add up to success. The caring and passion, the things that we love best.
Wolf's Limb embraces your Mid-South provider for orthotics and prosthetics. They are an ABC accredited facility, and their practitioners are AB certified. Wolf's Limb legs and arms, braces of all kinds, and custom molded inserts. You can call them today, 901-407-7821. Their location on Highway 64 in between German Parkway and Upland Road, or visit them at their new location in Jackson, Tennessee. That number is 731-660-5900. Visit them on the web, wolfchaselimbrate.com.
Our life to yours. Chase Lim and Grace.
You already know you can listen to Sports 56 and 87.7 FM anywhere with the Sports 56 app or at sports56waq.com. But you can also keep up to date with everything going on by keeping with Sports 56 social media. Be sure to follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook for information on breaking news, seasonal events, big guests, and opportunities to win prizes. Don't miss out on anything that's going on. Stay in touch with Sports 56 and 87.7 FM. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter today. Broadcasting for Family Leisure Studios, Sports 56 WAQ Memphis and WPGFLP Memphis, Flynn Broadcasting Stations. Welcome back to the Peter Aniston Experience with CJ Hurts. This hour brought to you by Acura of Memphis. Here once again are Peter and CJ.
Serpentine Fire. Earth, Wind, and Fire. Come on. That's good stuff. Woo! Those horns, when those horns hit, it hits hard on Friday.
This is the anthem of the Lonzo Bryant Trophy.
Come on. Come on with it. Hour number 3 is here. We're talking basketball.
That's another fun song.
Mm-hmm. That's what we're talking about. That's what we're doing. That's what's happening right now. Making it happen. We're doing our thing, and that's what we're honored to do for you. I'm Peter. He is CJ. Hour number 3 is here, brother friends at Acura of Miss. It's a beautiful day. Yesterday was probably, if not the best, certainly top 3 weather days in June in this history.
What do you call today then?
I mean, it's on base. It could be right there. It could be right there.
That's great.
It's absolutely my only tiniest nitpick is that just touch cool to the pool.
Okay,
but I can certainly live with that. That's fine.
Yeah,
if that's our one little complaint, then okay, we're doing all right. Because otherwise, whew, man, what a great day. Hang out with the family, do whatever you got to do. Go outside, eat your lunch today.
Outside,
eat it outside, man. Go get some Central Cutie, eat outside. Go get some wings and just eat. Just get yourself completely covered in wing juice outside. No, that noise is
wings.
Noise is unfortunate.
Won't bring up some barbecue wings.
I've got to be able to bring up such barbecues without you making that noise. Stop. Oh, jeez, come on. You're killing me. We were talking a lot about what happened in last night. It was an amazing, one of the best games I can remember. Finally, because finals was kind of weird. Games weren't that great necessarily, and it's been much more about storyline of like this Kevin Durant coming back. Okay, now he's back. Okay, now he's had a massive injury. That was always kind of the subplot to the whole thing. And next thing you know, the game still was just kind of. But last night, what a spectacular game. That game had so much tension from the very beginning. Like it's so tense, and just feel it was big game. Everything was big, just massive. The way it went down, the incredible performance from Klay Thompson before he also suffers a catastrophic injury. That was amazing. The performance from Van Vliet, as we talked about, was unreal. Kyle Lowry in the first half, Kawhi Leonard, who's named Finals MVP again, and the Raptors and Marc Gasol are champs. I have to say, I was really thrilled for the Big L to watch him, to see how joyous he was. He talked to the Spanish media about how he was going to 100 beers. I don't know how many he got through, but probably close to. I hope he didn't. And I mean, man, just that dude, how hard he was all about here. I know people like to gripe and bitch and moan about Mark and all this, but dude is an amazing guy. Look at what he did last year for the refugees in the Mediterranean Ocean. A lady from Cameroon who he helped save her life, a lady by the name of Josephine, who's still alive as a result of efforts helped by him. I mean, he was in the water, with her. That's the kind of guy he is. Done a ton of charity work here in this area. Been a huge part of St. Jude for years and years and years. You can say what you want about the guy on the court. You can say what you want about the relationships with Fidel and everything else. But the dude loves the city, was integrated into the city. Kids in school here, family here, forever and ever, parents here, the whole thing. Like, he's a Memphian. He went to high school in Los Angeles. He's as much a Memphian as a lot of the dudes we celebrate as, quote unquote. He's a Memphian. He's all about the city. The dude loves it. So to see him on the biggest stage, that's pretty cool. I'd say very, very cool to see. Unfortunately, it couldn't happen as part of the Grizzlies. I mean, I was really thrilled for the guy.
One of the things that has surprised me, right? I guess it's because of the struggles, and when you're on your second losing season, you fans tend to want to lash out at people. And one of the targets they lashed out at was Marc Gasol. Marc Gasol's not a good leader. Marc Gasol He fades in big moments. Marc Gasol's not being the offensive weapon the Grizzlies need him to be. We're paying him like he's this caliber player. He's not playing like this caliber player. Why is he still here? This, that, and the third. But once Marc left, and once Marc got deep in the playoffs, it became, hey, we're all riding for Marc now. And I didn't think that would happen. I was pleasantly surprised by the outpouring of love and support from Memphis for Marc Gasol, because Marc is Memphian. You're right. He played at Lausanne, grew up here. He comes back via trade for his brother. Everybody's scoffing at the trade. The Grizzlies got robbed in that trade. How dare they trade this Gasol for that Gasol? That Gasol probably won't play in the NBA. And he not only gets the NBA, not only is a significant piece of your team, but he is an all-star. He is a defensive player of the year. Has made all NBA defensive team. Right? He is one of the pillars of that 7-year playoff run. And to see Memphians remember that and acknowledge that and cheer him on and wanting to win because of that love for him, that was great for me. That was great and unexpected.
He FaceTime Mike Conley after. Do you want to get back into that? You did hour number one. You guys mentioned he FaceTime Mike Conley, and apparently
no,
set a fuse.
No, we do not want to. I don't have any more. If you want to, like, go ahead.
I've said my piece on Conley. But he was FaceTiming him during the celebration. Then on Instagram, Zebo pops up and says, "Congratulations, champ," and more response to him. It's a beautiful, such beautiful things on social media. I gotta be honest with you. Can I just keep it fully real here?
You keep it strictly G. That's the only level we keep it over here. Strictly G.
Okay. I am not comfortable with and do not care for public displays of affection between longtime friends and loved ones, husband and wife, partners, whoever, on social media when those people have access to those people's personal numbers and texts. I get it. I don't mind, for example, with like Dak, seeing Mark a message on Instagram. That's great. Like, because that's like, I publicly important. Look, my guy, he's awesome. In my kind of the same thing, this is my dude. But then when Mark responds back, okay, now like me that air, it's say I'm gonna call you, and I start to get a little uncomfortable. Like I see husbands and wives interact on Twitter. And you guys have plenty of opportunity to interact. There's plenty of chances for you to call, text, talk to each other. I don't like it. That's not the forum, man. Like Twitter is, leave that stuff to your. This is not for your deep personal friendship. Like, I got my buddies that we text with, talk to all the time. My good friends, like, we're not interacting on Twitter. It's a different vibe. That's a public performance, not a actual conversation.
Twitter is not near that as Facebook. There are people who I don't know anything about. Because there's a limit on what you can say, right? And that picture counts towards the limit. On Facebook, it is just a 3-page, 5-paragraph essay on my love for you and what you have done and what you have meant for me. It's just like, great. I don't care. Nobody cares. And what bothers me about that situation are the comments. Because what you are doing is you're saying that is okay, and that is acceptable, and that is what we want to be a part of on our social media platforms. No. I'm here for the jokes. I'm here for the limited information that I get, and that's it. All right?
I'm here to make fun of folks.
Yes.
I'm here for memes.
Yes.
I'm here for
the gist of whatever the hell we're calling that.
I'm all there for that. Funny videos.
Yes.
I'm there for. And messages from people that you don't necessarily know well enough. Like,
I haven't seen you since freshman year of high school, dog. Why are you congratulating me like this? That's why I'm taking my birthday off Facebook.
Yeah, my birthday's not out any on any social media stuff. that. Yeah, I don't need that. No, because it's a performance. Like, and here's the other thing I don't. I don't want me just to drop in and be like, oh, by the way, it's my birthday day, and then wait for the flood of, hey, congratulations, or hey, I did this right. There's a lot of like fishing for compliments.
Yes.
Lines too.
Yes.
A lot of fishing for thanks and
no.
Because then it becomes like a thing. Oh, if you don't thank that person or congratulate them, now you're being a jerk.
One of those days is coming up. Father's Day Sunday, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Like that. Yeah. That is one of those days where people begin to pat themselves on the back and look for the compliments. I get it. He's the father of your children, man. Tell him how much you loved him. Right? Go talk to him. I'm sure he's in the other room. Yeah. He's probably sitting right next to you. You're tying this out.
Yeah.
Go holler at your boy.
Yeah.
Had a baby shower. Sister-in-law left. Didn't say anything, thank you, like that. There's a long, beautiful post on Facebook pops up, and I'm tagged in, thanking everybody for all that they've done, thanking them for help out, thanking them for gifts. And the whole time, I'm screaming at my computer like, yo, we were just with you. Just tell us thanks. Just say it out loud.
Because it's performance. It's a performance. That aspect of it is she's thanking you, but really she's thanking you because she wants that to be, seen by all. Her, magnanimity and all that stuff was,
Her who?
Magnanimity, I believe
you sounded like Mo.
That she wants to be public. It's a public display of that sort of thing. Like it's not real. Like there's situations where it comes into play, sure, but like when I'm talking about when people know each other, when people are interacting in person, like real weirded out. A lot of times this happens in media situations where all like in a game or something, like people will tweet. I'm like, you're right here. You're like just a row from me.
That's different.
Come talk to me.
That's different. They gotta do that before the likes. Well, it's not different.
Exactly
it's not different. That's exactly what it is. Yeah, no.
It's performative rather than
right.
Am I right on the magnanimity thing? Is that a thing? Is that a word?
Yeah, magnanimity is a word from the root word magnanimous.
Right. Exactly.
Yes.
There you go. So she wants that to be a public display of magnanimity rather than like just.
Those who don't know, magnanimity is generosity. Magnanimous is generous.
Like she's so just like look at I'm going to be out here and we're sharing all this with everybody. It's just not everyone needs to be shared with everybody.
No.
That's what old school thing comes in. All the kid now, I think everyone's just assumes that everyone needs to share. Stop it. Have some personal space. Have some personal boundaries. Like, set a personal thing. I don't need to interact with Max on Twitter. I go talk to Max.
That being said, I do interact with Max.
I mean, if I am going to interact with Max, there's going to be a reason for it. It will be for me to make a point. Like, I don't. Never forget that all this stuff is public. I mean, people seem to just sort of drift by. They forget, like, it's all public and it's all there being used by all these companies to profile you. There are so many companies out there now that use this, whether they're employment companies or whether they are credit companies or whatever it may be. And part of all of this is becoming now a complete overhaul of your entire social profile. Everything that you post, everybody that you're friends with, everybody that you interact with, all those sorts of things are all part of the algorithm that's used. So be aware of all that. You don't. That means you don't. If you don't have to make it public, why would you? Why do you that as part of the score? Or at least if you're doing it, make sure you know that's what it's going to be. All this stuff is going to be used to create a profile of you. So just know that going in.
We do it for likes. We're here for the applause.
The dopamine, like, I mean, I get it. Like, it's it's fun to watch your likes go crazy. I get that, but like,
does it get old? Your likes go crazy more often than mine, perhaps. Does it get old for you?
I mean, it just depends on what it is. Like your emotions go nuts or bad because you're stupid. Then yeah, it gets old very quickly. which happens to me sometimes. But I mean, like it's fun. Like it's fun to see if you do a good tweet and people like it. Yeah, that's always fun. Like I mean, who doesn't like to be, approved? Like who doesn't like that? But you can't let that date like. The way you live your life, like you gotta have some boundaries.
The way you show affection.
Yeah, you gotta have some boundaries, man. Like I tried very hard. I don't think I ever do mention my wife on social media, not because I don't love her, but because she doesn't want to be mentioned. I don't want to drag her in, and it's none of your business or anybody else's business but me and her.
And it is, we have gotten to the point to where, if the tree falls in the forest, somebody's around to hear it to make a sound. And right now we're saying, no, somebody's got to be around to see that tree fall so we can hear it. But if I'm not
bring my kids on social media, I don't want that's none of y'all's business.
If I'm not Facebooking or tweeting how much I love you, I really love you, I'm hiding you from the world. The world needs to see my love for you. Damn it.
You can still do that because since we're out here on public, you want to share your love for me, that's great. I appreciate it. And I'll accept all that. Don't get me wrong.
I'm on it. I've got to let the world know how much I love you. I'm searching for the right gift.
I appreciate that. You okay there, Mac? You're struggling, buddy.
I'm gagged.
Max was up till late. Why go to sleep after the gift service was over? You just too jacked?
I was a little
Did you get to work in?
No.
You went to ATM?
Oh, that will keep you up. I can tell you that. You
about 2 o'clock. I went to bed.
2 o'clock. What are you? What? So was the adrenaline of the game?
Was it a long line ATM?
Yeah, we were watching at a base house. So
you drunk? I got it. I understand. Now I got you. Hey, I blame Matt. Someone has work to do. I had to file a piece after the game was over. That's why I was late.
Gotta hit those deadlines.
I know. This is what I'm saying. It's difficult. 360-8255 is the number. We've been talking a lot about because this was a monumental game. We'll talk continuing about what's the fallout from Game 6 going forward. What's fallout? We are less than a week until the draft. It's crazy how quickly things turn around. Like in the NBA, we are less than a week to the draft. We are about 2.5 weeks until free agency starts. Less than a month away from summer league. Like next year is basically upon us.
Yeah,
it turns over so fast in the NBA. It's crazy.
I like it. I like it.
You got no time to
breath. You're get champion and let's show me the next season. Let's start now. Let's start building today. If you could do the NBA draft the day after the final, I would be here for it. That great. And for some reason, Summer League has just become a thing where we as a collective are like, Summer League is on. Let's sit down and watch this. Yeah. We pay attention to Summer League. More basketball, all of that for me.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Let's take a break. We'll come back and continue here on The Experience. Peter and CJ with you. It's Max to the Gladys Sports Talk. 56-87 FM.
Get happy. Johnny Radio's Happy Hour. Weekday afternoons from until 3 on Sports 56 and 87.7 FM.
Edwin Wascall, the place to shop for dads and grad, with their summer savings sale happening now. Go faster and farther with the new Callaway and Flash Driver with flash-based technology, more ball speed and distance. Get custom fit for free today and measure your distance with Bushnell GPS and rate finder and save up to $70. Choose from random, hybrid, or Tour E4 shift. Edwin Watts Golf, your place to shop for the hottest golf gear this summer. Edwin Watts, home of the 90-day satisfaction guarantee.
Thinking about building a home, perhaps a renovation you've done right. Whatever your plans, contact Ken Garland Custom Home Builders. Understands it's a big decision. That's why he works closely with his clients, ensuring they get exactly what they want and expect. Quality construction, on time and on budget. For 2 generations, Ken Garland Home Builders has been building and renovating fine custom homes all across the Mid-South. Nothing is finished until everything is right. Call 901-751-1632. Online at kengarland.com.
In the year AD 303, the Roman Emperor Diocletian issued a decree which he hoped would extinguish the spreading flame of Christianity. One of his primary objectives was the seizure and destruction of the Christian scriptures. Later that year, officials enforced the decree in North Africa. One of the targets was Felix, the bishop of a village near Carthage. The mayor of the town ordered Felix to hand over the scriptures. Though some judges were willing to accept scraps of parchment, Felix refused to surrender the word of God. Roman authorities finally shipped Felix to Italy, where he paid for his stubbornness with his very life. On August 30th, as the record puts it, with pious obstinacy, he laid down his life rather than lay down the Gospels in front of the emperor. I'm James Stanford with Christ Church Memphis. Remember, you matter.
Visit ChristchurchMemphis.org.
It's time to put me in, coach, because I'm ready to play today. Hey, everybody, I'm here to tell you batting 1,000 is possible because our all-star chef team, Olive Branch, is going to give you an extra $1,000 for your trade when you come pick out any new all-star chef you want. Silverado, Tahoe, Traverse, Equinox, Impala, even a new Corvette or Camaro. And who doesn't want a new Chevy without an extra $1,000 in the deal? Nobody. Seriously, this is spot on. Trade any 2005 or newer vehicle on any new All-Star Chevy and get an extra $1,000. If you're in Memphis, Germantown, Collierville, anywhere in Mississippi, if you are hearing me right now, adding 1,000 and getting an extra $1,000 for your trade is easy. Not to mention, All-Star Chevy has the best testing ground for all of these award-winning Chevys. And they got the awards, people. Find new roads to All-Star Chevy and Olive Branch or check them out at allstarautogroup.com.
Got something you want to get off your chest?
You better have a backup plan.
Want to join the conversation?
Someone to tell he has to grow up.
Join us on the First Bank phone line at 360-8255 or the First Bank text line at 67129. Welcome back to the Peter Edison Experience with CJ Hurd. This hour is brought to you by Acura Memphis. Here once again on Peter Thursday.
This move right here. That's it.
Say
what?
I think you're blinding the camera.
They like it. Our millions Facebook followers love this move.
Millions. And millions. Welcome back as we wrap up. No, not quite a wrap. We're close to wrap hour number 3 here of the program. 9:25 is the time. It's a really beautiful day. It's going to be an absolutely glorious day. Again, I encourage you to go out and check it out. Go to Acura Memphis if you want yourself a nice car that you want to ride in with windows down. You know what I mean? Get that sunroof. Open that baby up a little bit. It's a perfect day for that. Acura Memphis. You can find them online at AcuraMemphis.com. Go see them at 35 in Ridgeway. New pre-owned, certified pre-owned. Only get at Acura Memphis. You'll save thousands. It is a great time to buy for an Acura of Memphis. Game number 6 in the books. In the books. The 2018-19 NBA season in the books. And the Toronto Raptors
we all saw it coming.
NBA champions. You guys saw it coming.
We did.
You guys picked the Raptors. I did not.
Oh, we did pick the Raptors.
Yes, no, you guys didn't.
High five.
I'm not actually surprised because I know I did. You don't remember.
Because I don't remember.
He doesn't remember.
You know how much stuff I say?
DJ, I mean, that's the thing about DJ. He says a lot of stuff. Most of it is dumb, but some of it is not.
I was about to say, you almost had stupid come out.
That would have been
Stuff.
It wasn't he stopped to say stupid. It
was the other S word.
Stupid was not the issue at all. No, I'm just much like me. Most of the things you say dumb, but sometimes they're not, and sometimes it's hard for me to remember when I say something smart because most of the time I say some stuff. So it's nice. And also, did you pick Rory McIlroy in the U.S. Open? You remember who you picked? I don't remember who you picked.
Max Rory.
I think you did. I think you did.
I'm not sure.
I think you did.
You danced there.
I know I danced there. He's light up right now, isn't he?
No.
How far do you guys scroll to get there?
I'm still scrolling. Let's see.
Don't ruin the streak, Abraham. Abraham, if you ruin my streak of consecutive weeks with all my players making the cut, I'm done with you forever.
I've said that before with my guy Tony Finau, but it's hard to quit. It's hard to quit, guy. Answer is 3 over par. I shot a 74 yesterday, which puts him, well back of the lead. The projected cut right now is 1 over. So
come on, Abraham.
He's gonna have to get after it a little bit. But that's it. And didn't you pick Webb Simpson also?
Yes.
Well, he's 3 overalls.
Oh, good God. That streak's still in this week.
Well, not necessarily. I mean, you got plenty of chance. But Pebble Beach, for what it's worth, played pretty about as easily as you could imagine. It was, especially those holes, those first 6 holes in the course. Guys took care of it, including Justin Rose, who shot a 65. He's in the lead right now. It's under par. Ricky Fowler, Xander Schauffele, Louis Oosthuizen, Aaron Wise, all 5 under par. Scott Pierce, he shot 4 under. Chez Reavie, Chess and Hadley. I'm not making these names up. These are real people. They shot 3 under par, as did Henrik Stenson and Francesco Molinari. Sepp Straka. Who? Sepp Straka.
Does it work for Cobra Commanders?
Sepp Straka. I love Sepp Straka. He's the best. I think he is the only Austrian golfer that I know of.
Then that would be Cobra Commander.
He's Cobra Commander from Austria.
That was that whole Soviet bloc. Was an Austria part of the Soviet Union at one point?
Yeah, maybe. For more
that whole
Nazi thing. I don't think it was
okay.
Yeah. I got to go back and more words. 2 people can hit me up on that front. Ileano Carrillo, Rory McIlroy, Gary Woodland at 3 under par as well. Brooke Koepka, 2-time defending champion, shot a 2 under par 69. A nice score to be sure. And he was off to a really, really good start. Played 4 of his first 6 and looked like, this. And then he kind of just sort of meandered way through the rest of the round. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't overly spectacular. Tiger Woods at 1 under par. Solid 70 for him, along with Jason Day, shot the safe solid 70. So there's a lot of guys. It's very, very early on, as you would expect. Dustin Johnson at even par, for what it's worth. Long way to go for a lot of guys. And the course is you can, at least at this point, the USGA is probably mad about it, but you can make birdies. So how much they will check out the course now as a result of that, who knows?
Can they do that?
I mean,
in just a night?
Not really. I mean, not really. You can not water at all. You can put the pins in even more difficult places than you originally intended to.
Okay, so you can move the pins around.
I mean, each day there's a different pin placement. You can once you start the day, that's the pin placement for the. You can't have different placements for different guys. Yeah, every day there's a pin placement on the green, and it depends where you put it in the green. I mean, sometimes if you put it like really, really close to the edge, for example, then that can create an extra difficult situation. Sometimes you put it up very close to a slope where if you miss the putt, you can end up, going away. There's definitely spots on the green that are easier than others.
Oh.
So, that's why they call easy or tough pin placements. You'll have some pin placements where the green funnels right down into it. If you just get the ball kind of near, sort of funnel down and get closer. Some, if you put it up there, like it's possible, like on top of a mound or something, it's very different. So it just depends on what they want to do. I just know that they're not typically very comfortable with this many people being under par.
Yeah, no,
especially not seeing 6 under after the first. No, that's
they're going to.
They're not gonna like that. They're not. It wouldn't surprise me a bit. They're not gonna like that one iota. But anyway, the U.S. Open's going on. It's absolutely fast. Texter 6719 says, "Peter's like you've changed your mind about having a parade here for Gasol. Are you going to be the grand marshal for the parade? What about what I said made it sound like I wanted to have a parade for Gasol?
Other than the fact you said that the parade was going to come down Mount Moriah? Lynette statement?
Yeah, that was my. I believe you could have seen it, but my tongue was very much in my cheek. So I did not mean that quite literally. Like that, there's literally going to be a parade. We're literally going to have it. No, that was a joke. To make it clear, let me make this very clear. These are all things that can be all together and can all be true. Thing number one, I am happy for Marc Gasol. Thing number two, Marc Gasol is a distinguished Memphian who has done the city proud, along with his family, with their service and with their contributions to the city. Thing number three, it was tremendous fun to watch him succeed at the highest level. Thing number four, there's no way it should be a parade for Marc Gasol winning a championship in Memphis. All of those things are true. So, no, I'm not. I think that would be the silliest stuff imaginable to have a parade for an individual player. Who would throw the parade? The city of Memphis, the family, who would, the friends, like who would throw?
That's a good question.
And would show up? I doubt. Quite honestly.
I would like to see a Marc Gasol float. What do you throw out at the Marc Gasol champion parade?
Probably
we just
vegetables. I mean, Mark's a big vegetable guy.
He grows his own food.
Kale chips.
Yeah, you spray crowd with organic, some kind of a smoothie.
Get some livestock.
Yeah, he loves wine, so you can get red wines, like Stone Cold Austin. That I'd love to see. My man loves red wine, loves Spanish wine, and all that stuff. So yeah, you could do that. I'm all in favor of that. But oh man, that's but it is nice to see, and it's thrilling, and I'm extremely happy for a guy. And you could tell last night, he looked euphoric, like he just looked, he was stunned by what happened, which I'm sure it was like stunning. About the culmination of all that work. So those guys, how much they put into it. Even the younger players. I mean, you work your entire life for the opportunity to win, and it's really interesting to see the difference in the State Cup, the hockey celebration versus basketball celebrations. Everything's there's differences in how they do it. The one thing I will say, CJ, love the fact that the Stand Up, they give it to players first.
Mm-hmm.
They don't give it to the owners first. In the NFL and in the NBA. Now, in baseball, give it to the owner first. I think they do. They give it to the owner first. That's terrible. The owner, yeah, I get it. The owner for all this, great. He didn't do it, though.
Yeah.
You give the players. They're the ones who dream about that. So they're the work that's what matters. In Stanley Cup, it's awesome when you hand it over to them. Soccer, same way. You get the trophy, you hand it straight to the captain of the team.
Mm-hmm.
They're the ones who lift it first. That is where it should be. Not, and the Toronto Raptors are the NBA champions in here to get the trophy for the first time they've ever touched the trophy. It is an old guy that nobody knows. Yeah. Ooh. Like, can you imagine Grizzlies winning the championship? And it's like, Robert Parra, who you've seen like 3 times.
Yeah.
Like,
boo.
Great. Mike Conley is sitting there twiddling his thumbs and like, the Grizzlies have the title, except here's Robert Parra, who is now made it to double-digit Grizzly games in his reign as the owner.
First, like to thank Ubiquity.
He would thank the guy's computer room.
He definitely would.
If he wants somebody to
he
thank
definitely
the guy's
would.
Computer room. So no, give it to the players first. I hate they give it to the owners can't celebrate. Of course they can. But come on, man. It's too silly. This is the trophy given for basketball performance on the basketball court. You didn't do that. You facilitated that, but didn't do it.
Mm-hmm. Let the players get the first crack at it. You're the owner.
I mean, when my son,
you get to go home with it. Like, it's yours. They're not going to pass it around the players. Like, you'll get it at the end of the day to do with it what you wish.
When my son gets a medal for doing well in soccer, I don't get that first because I conceived the child and because I brought him to, and he wouldn't have gotten there without me, without the gas in the car, and without me paying for the registration fee and all that stuff. He wouldn't have gotten there without that.
You should, though.
I mean, I should.
Parents should be the ones to grab the
That's
trophies first. And then I did it. We did it. We did it. Father of this child. How do you feel about being here?
To get the honor for the League World Series, here is the fathers and mothers of each of these children, because ultimately they paid for all of this.
Woo! Yes, let me just say that as a father or mother of one of these children, that we wouldn't get.
Are you your father or mother? Which one?
Either one. We would not be here without the child's hard effort. You know, we made decisions though. We decided as a family, as a parent, what to do with the child. And best to get the most out of the child. At this time, I'm gonna let the child hold his trophy. The trophy he earned. The trophy she earned, I'm gonna let her touch it for a moment. Or just a moment. The rest of this interview, then I'm going to take it back home with me. Where I want to be put. Here you go, child. You got anything to say?
See, that's what I love to see.
I want fruit snacks. Where chips? Where the little Debbie's at? Shout out those fists.
I mean, this is if that's the logic that we're gonna hit with, and then that's exactly what should happen. Little League World should go to the parents. All these other things should go to the parents, because the ones who facilitate the whole thing. Yeah, the owners paid for it, no question about it. That's great. They're making plenty of money. It's a business. Players to play. Hand it to the players, please. That thing should have gone to Kyle Lowry first. He's
Kyle Lowry. Get out of here.
Kyle Lowry.
That there's only one person that trophy to go to, and it's one who brought the championship there.
And that's Drake.
Drizzy. That's who it should have gone to.
He wasn't even there. He was in Toronto.
I'd fly him in.
Hey, you would have thought he won the chip.
Oh.
They want the chip with some.
I like my chip with baby.
What does that mean?
I don't know. I was hoping you guys knew.
All right, afterwards. Can you pull that up?
I'll take my chip with dip.
I feel like.
What? What are you talking about, Aubrey?
Is the dip metaphor like a metaphor
for drip? For I don't know. Like, are we? Is that cool
I guess
now?
Chips and dips taste really good.
Well, I mean, actually, but like
chip, call it a chip. What's up on it?
But it's saying so. The metaphor, fine. Okay, like the chip for a championship. Yeah, I get that part. Chip dip. Okay, at that part. But the dip in that metaphor would have to mean the championship would have to be with something, not presumably smearing guacamole all over Larry O'Brien, the Larry B, or the Lonzo O'Brien, whatever those is. You're not spreading it all over that, right? So
I take my chip with dip, and it's just in that whole thing.
So you got to put
that whole minute long clip. It's just Aubrey. That's not even Drake. That is a dude named Aubrey talking right there. Like, come on, man.
All right. Matt says we need to take a break so he can find it. I really thought you'd be able to find it faster than that. I'm disappointed in you. That's disappointing. That's fine. We'll take a break. We'll come back and we'll hear from Aubrey on the other side. Real Sports Talk. Sports 86 87 FM.
Check out Dave Logan and Brett Norsworthy with Sports Talk weekdays from 3 till 6 on Sports 56 and 87 FM.
Now that Memphis summer is fully upon us, it's the perfect time to enjoy the cool, comfort elegance that is 117 Prime, Memphis's premier downtown dining destination. While everyone else is wilting in the heat, you'll be enjoying one of the signature cocktails created just for Prime that can't be found anywhere else. There's simply no other place in town that will make you forget the sweltering heat than 117 Prime, the heart of downtown. If you want to feel cool, make your way to the coolest restaurant in town. Make your way to Prime.
Hi, this is Roy Five Ash, owner of Five Ash Roofing. If you're in need of a roof, there's no better place to start than Five Ash Roofing. No matter what situation is, we have you covered. We can walk you through the insurance process without committing fraud to any of our competitors. Be surprised how many times sales and contractors manufacture storm damage just so they can get a sale. We do residential, multifamily, and commercial work. We're certified in every form of roofing we offer. Our labor warranties are for the life of the shingle, and we don't charge extra for that. To my knowledge, there's no other roofing company in Memphis offering that level of security. And if that's not enough, we offer a best price guarantee. We are the official roofer of the University of Memphis Athletic Department and a proud member of the Tigers home team. 5 Ash Roofing. Fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or mentroofer.com.
5 Ash Roofing. It's what we do. We're here for you.
Campbell Clinic now offers daytime walk-in care, and you don't need an appointment. If you've got any kind of urgent break, sprain, strain, you can walk into any of their 5 convenient locations Monday through Friday from 8 until 4. There's no long wait to put up with the ER, and those doctors are really good, but they're not orthopedists. They're not world-renowned orthopedists who have come up with different procedures and written manuals for them that are used everywhere in the world. And I'm not kidding you. And you can now see those doctors who treat the Tigers, the Grizzlies, the Redbirds. You can see them today without an appointment. I'm talking Perryville, Germantown, South Haven, downtown at the Med Center, or even the Campbell Clinic Spine Center in Cordova. Now, if you got something pressing, got to go to work, and you can bear the pain until the evening, there's Campbell Clinic after hours, Monday through Thursday from 5 to 8 in Germantown, South Haven, Saturday morning in Germantown. If you're injured, don't wait. Visit Campbell Clinic Walk-in Care or Campbell Clinic after hours.
Hi, folks. Good news from Sunrise Chevy in Collierville. Sunrise took additional inventory for the spring market. Now, Sunrise must sell 500 new and used cars and trucks to make for new Chevys on the way. Huge discounts and 0% financing over GM provide up to $5,000 cash now. Shipping complete 100 new Chevy, Buicks, and GMCs all in one row. Don't forget a $5 million used car tour. If your car's bought, bring it to Sunrise. We work on makes the models. If your Chevy needs service, bring it to Sunrise no matter where you bought it. Find roads at the Sunrise Chevy Range, 385. We love you in Collierville.
The folks at Homer Skelton Hyundai want to say thank you. Thank you, Memphis, for another spectacular year. They set records, but I can understand why. You think about the product. Where else do you get a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty? That's what you get on every new car at Homer Skelton Hyundai. Oh, and thank you again for the 11th straight year, the #1 certified pre-owned car dealership in all of Memphis. It starts with that product, but then it goes to the shopper assurance. Where else do you go where you get transparent pricing, flexible test drive, take the car for a couple of days if you want, streamlined buying process? You're not going to be there all day, in and out. And then, and I have not seen this anywhere else, the 3-day worry-free exchange. You buy a new car, if you had any repairs or removes, you've got 3 days to change your mind. Just get on Lamar, take it into Mississippi, the first exit Craft Road, turn left, and go see Chris True and all the gang at Homer Skelton Hyundai.
Welcome back to the Beater and Missing Experience. CJ Hertz. This hour is brought to you by Acura Memphis. Once again, our Beater CJ.
That's gut funk right there.
Just deep in.
That's you can get that just all up in. That's greasy. That's greasy funk. Yeah. It makes you kind of squint your face a little bit.
Make the fun face.
Yeah. It's a little stank kind of stanky sort of face right there. But as we continue on the experience, we find the clip of Aubrey, aka Drake, aka Big Weirdo, selling the championship. This was Drake last night in Toronto being interviewed amid the celebrations. And see if you can make some sense out of this.
This is the wedding. This is the wedding. You just gotta watch happen. 6-6. Kyle Lowry with the ring. Kawhi Leonard bringing the chips to City. I want my chips and dip. That's all I know. I don't want chips and plain. I want my chips and dip. So bring them dips. That dynasty's over. We did what we had to do. Praying for Rick Lady, praying for Big Poppy. But tonight lost to Toronto. And it's not about what it means. You know what it means. You can turn your cameras up to the screen and know what it means. You did this. You did this off of heart. You did this off of love. We will this into existence, manifesting this. I told you the first time. You look to make memes, make another meme out of this. It's beautiful. Look at my brothers celebrating. It's what it is. comments. Not nice try or see next year. Champions. Let's go. Real talk.
Real talk.
The 6 and 6.
Chip with the chips. I like we got the chips. We brought the chips. But I don't want my chips. I don't want my plain. I want my chips with dip. Bring them dips. Dip. When I dip, we dip. Dipstick. We all want my chip. My computer chip. My RAM. We're gonna ram it into the home where hard drives are. The chip. The chips ahoy.
There were so many reporters at this interview. Get Real Live did our post-game interview, and he has nothing to do with what is transpired.
It's clear that the old Drake ghostwriting team needs to get to work on that verse. It seems like that's more Drake off the cuff, like that's the Drake style. Put that like a beat. Put that on like the Sway show.
Yes, he definitely does need to.
Give me dips. More dip. What are we talking about? Dips. Explain the metaphor there.
I don't know. I can't do that.
I mean, can anyone championship?
Sure, he had a go rider in the cruise ship.
Well, not at that point.
Surely they could have went like, "Yo, this is what we're gonna say." It seemed because he stumbled a bit, he forgot the verse. Like with championship, I don't want no plain chip.
Corn chip.
Hey, my man, what was the next verse?
I just like how he said, "Pray for KD" and then pray Big Poppy. What does Poppy have to do with the
Big up Poppy?
Like, sauce of bread for Big Poppy. Glad he is recovering. But secondly, like Klay Thompson didn't just suffer a major injury that we all knew about. When he said pray for KD, it's like, okay, now he's gonna say pray for Klay, pray for Big Poppy. Wait, are we calling Klay Thompson Big Poppy now?
I don't know.
You know, it's Champagne Poppy, so he and Big Poppy might be related in a way.
But rated.
I mean, the last names of their nickname like match.
The last name of their nickname.
Yes. Champagne Poppy, Big Poppy.
Poppy is fairly common. It's pretty common.
Nobody ever called me Poppy.
Hispanic.
Yeah, that's pretty common thing. So.
Drake not Latino either. He's Canadian.
No.
He's on the opposite side of the Latino.
The six. I like my chip with the dips. I like bean dip. Salsa. I like some championships won tonight. Hot dip, like the ponchos, which we wear because the dip's real. The chick's real here in the 6. With what's happening right now? What are we doing? That was better, by the way.
It was very much so. The 6 and 6 was great. The 6 and 6,
yeah, that's fine.
Cool.
That's fine.
But chips for the dip. I don't know. What does it mean? It means nothing. You know what it means. How does it mean nothing? But we know what it means, and you're telling us to look.
It means everything. It means look at the screen. It means we want it with love. We want it with togetherness. We want it with Big Poppy, and we want it with dips. The dip selection was strong in the game, in full effect. Dipping, slipping. That's what we do.
Shout out Dips.
In Toronto, Diplo, in the house. We got that one. Yeah. It's real. Meme this. We like everyone like memes. Watch you meme this terrible semi freestyle. What this thing is that I'm doing.
And then they got him on camera talking to Steph.
Mm-hmm.
Steph put him on speakerphone. Steph looking like a Colombian drug lord after the game. You see that suit? That was linen, guys. Like it was nice. Walking around up there.
Too hot in linen. You know, I mean,
hot out there.
I feel like after a hard game where you ran around for a while, yeah, you showered up and all that. I still feel like I wouldn't want to put on linen after that. Linen's a heavy.
What is your post game after losing NBA Finals or playing in NBA Finals?
I'm a tank top.
Oh, come on, you got to follow the dress code. So tank top with the boat and what else? You like the shorts.
I probably shorts.
I can see you.
Shorts, yeah.
A dress tank
with
shorts,
flip flops.
Yeah, I can see that.
Uh-huh. I'm not. Although I could go all the way live with it and just go, full on like tuxedo.
Oh,
that too.
I'm more of a shirtless suit guy. So, suit jacket, vest, there's no shirt.
Okay.
Free chains.
Nope.
Capri pants. Capri pants and dress shoes with a buckle with socks on. You're going to see all these ankles.
You hadn't been working his ankles for nothing.
No. Yesterday, ankle day. Got some swollen ankles. My ankles are swollen than Max's.
And Max, is that true?
Yes.
You don't. Your ankles are not. You're not snuffed with your ankles.
No.
So now here's my question. As a result of this whole thing, is there any reason to expect that the Warriors kind of change their course of action and back off a little bit, seeing like, okay, maybe we have an injury situation here. We've got, we're not going to be able to compete next year. We've drawn's going to be year after this. Do we see the Warriors start to pivot away from this thing, or are they kind of pot committed, like to use the poker term, like they because they moved into this new building because these people spend all this money, like you just now are obligated to plow luxury tagging up. It's going to be expensive as hell. This team has no guarantee based on injury and anything else of actually being able to be, in that mix.
That's it right there. You paid all that money. People have already bought tickets. You need to sell that arena. They'll still come out to see Steph and Draymond and relive what's crazy to say the glory days like they weren't just in the NBA finals. Sure, they lost, but let's calm down. The dynasty did.
Glory days.
So you need to sell those tickets. Yeah, you continue to pay these players. And this is why a salary cap is silly, right? They're able to generate the interest and the money for that new arena off backs of what Steph and Clay and Draymond and Andre and Sean Livingston and Kevin Durant, Harrison Barnes, off those players' backs, right? They were able to get this wonderful stadium built and to sell it and make money off of it. But the players are capped out. The owners aren't capped out on how much money they can make. And this is why get rid of the salary cap. Go get them. Go pay for them.
This is why the Wizards are trying to plump down a mass offer for Masai Ujiri. Why would there's no salary cap on that side either? You got to leverage your advantages where you can find them. Leverage the advantages, like leveraging a chip to some dip. You got to leverage that chip to get the dip. That's what we did in Toronto. We took the leverage of the chip, and we got the dip. The dip is the accolades, like avocado toast. Y'all were toast. We're the most on the coast. What's happening, Drake? What's going on? Did you get
There's Big Poppy.
First to Drake, because I think he broke in the middle of that conversation. Prayers for him.
He's who's hot. Who's hot in the game right now?
Is he? Is he really?
Oh yeah. Yeah, he is. Yeah, that says a lot to the game.
That for sure. It's very sad. Shout out to Fred VanVleet's son for winning.
Do get the line right, and I think they do.
And Terry Miles. Yeah, I think VanVleet's baby needs to get a baby ring. That's for sure.
Hold on 1 second before we go. How did Danny Green get +7 shooting the ball 0 times? And the war turnover in the game.
Oh my God,
that was so bad. He was a +7 without taking a shot.
Poor rotations. I think the three Clay hit to pit them up in the third quarter. I think Danny Green, if I remember the play correctly, I think Danny Green should have been the one that's running out on him and just didn't.
Yeah, it was. I don't go back and look again, but somebody left him wide open. Yeah, plus minus single games minus is not necessarily the metric we use to judge analytics. I mean, it can be interesting. Yeah,
analytics can't win you the Lorenzo Bryant Trophy.
Romar Trophy.
Yes. Of the Lonzo Bryant.
Congratulations to everybody. Thank you so much for listening, being part of this Chips We Like Our Chip with Dip here. Back to Drake, Max, and everybody else. Thank me, of course. Have a great win, everybody.
Oh.
I can't believe
that Philip brought his brother on our mission into orbit.
How long until we get there? How long until we get there? How long until we get there?
No, I can't believe how easy it was to save hundreds of dollars on my car insurance with Geico.
What's this button do? What's this button do? What's this button do? What's this button do?
Believe it, Geico could save you 15% or more on car insurance.